live, and we're welcoming you back into another episode of the LANCESCURV show with Mr. Political. This is his home. This is his base. So he's not a guest here. He is the man. Mr. Political, I just want to check with you that the sound is okay. You can come on in and just talk, and let's just start swinging. For real.
Yes, goody hooty hoo, good people. I've been absent. Health is not good for those of the wise. It just goes with the age. It tempers and it seasons us. It gives us an opportunity to step out of the light and review our surroundings and the things that occur in our lives. Today, Lance gave me opportunity at my urging. See, time is something that we cannot wait, possibility. Then it is time to use that time. Now, I've chose this time to come and speak to you concerning close to the midterm. After we have elected our first Black Supreme Court Justice, as we watch to see the first Black Supreme Court Justice be removed. I've held my tongue as I watch Twitter by the whole house, not half a cow, not the suckling part, but the whole house. And life seems better in the world we can reimagine under the free speech of this new technology, which gives us an opportunity to share with each other. In this, I've noticed that there have been changes for the betterment of the Black American family. I cannot clearly give you any form of positive substance if you have took the mark of the beast of Afro-American. But if you are a Black family and you still believe, I ain't talking the song, a way of life and a struggle for freedom and equality, then a new day is on the dawn. That one of the most foolish people that the far right use as an example of the modern female person to lead you out of the ignorance and bring you into the suffrage movement, made a Freudian slip and called my brother who gave all a child molester. Now, I can get deep like white folks get, but that ain't how we talk here. We just gonna keep it real. We ain't got to give no names, because if you're paying attention, then you headed to class. If you not, you better start going to class. Now, the deal is the brother out there, he giving all things that has been said that the Black man don't do, but he do just the same. And he went out of his pocket and out of his heart, which they don't mix when they claim that you're a Black man. And he put other people's children, which Black men do with our DNA tests, take care of other people's children. He did this, but because he did not fit the gender, the icon of what the gender is doing in her progressive growth as a feminine, he was subject to scorn. Not by no Caucasian. Nah, you would have figured it would have been a Caucasian, because that means what he's doing is advancing the race. What he's doing is making it better for those who have less. And what he was doing was he was securing a heart, a mind, and an emotional point in a young boy's life where he needed stability and somebody he could call his friend, where he ain't had no daddy. He ain't did this, he ain't been convicted of nothing, because if he had something to lean on, he'd be in jail. You know how white folks are. Being said, now the old two-faced, carrot-sucking, looking like Andy. I'm talking about the Black version, the one with rhythm. Y'all remember the Black version, you know, Jamie Foxx.
That's right.
Okay, all right. I'm talking about the Black Annie. She tried to look like that on network TV, but she just turned into a carrot-eating bunny, okay, from The Simpsons. And you know how he ended up. He ended up in jail trying to kill Bart. I'm just saying. Now, what she did was heinous. But just like good Black people, we're going to welcome her back in the cold if she going and apologize for the brother. But her handlers ain't gonna let her. She gonna do it the way her handlers wanted to do it, in the white fashion, and then you gonna know it ain't real. Just like you know it ain't real that Will was looking for spiritual guidance. Will thought it was best to sneak out of town, go meet with some Buddhists, then sneak that lady from DC Comics in there. This is life. They play you and they make money. But in these circumstances, we have a ray of light, because now that we see that the concerns of Fox News, the concern of Fox News is the underclass, poverty, under non-black father. They didn't had an epiphany. It's on the forefront. It's in every bastion. You having counselors and everything that's saying that now all that's done in the dark is truly come to light, and it ain't really all his fault. That somebody been sabotaging things. And it may be a great possibility and a great number of legislations in the next month that she will reap what she sowed.
Wow.
But like all good things, and that's why I told you several months ago, the Black American man is equal to President Trump in only one fashion, good people. He's hated throughout the land. Keep that in mind when it becomes time in the primary, which leads us to today's cover sheet. That's what I call it. Because I'm hoping you're trying to figure out what's this revisiting to an old corner, right? Well, this is the deal, good people. They pimp you left, they pimp you right through the same system which you ain't benefited from. Your granddaddy ain't benefited from it. Uncle, if he might have got a vote if he didn't have a felony. You know, it depends, because times was hard when we slinging dope. So you can beat a charge, you can beat a charge, you can get a felony, you get the vote. Okay? That's how life is in the game. But now the game has changed. The country is in turmoil. We're worse off than we was 2 years ago. And only 2 years into somebody we can't guarantee is really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? He's spinning like a drunken sailor, and I'm telling you, I've been drunk before. He's spinning. Okay? I'm trying to tell you. And I know you say, well, you got to spend money to get people with it. Yeah. But even in the Black American family, I know you might find this story, which I'm going to share with you, unbelievable. But this is true fact, and Lance will verify what I say to you. It was a time in Black America where it wasn't a need for fast food. Wasn't no cable. Wasn't no Legos. Wasn't none of that. We had a TV.
Go way back.
Okay. I'm gonna take you back when we was humans and we were American Black. I don't want to hear nothing about 84 and Jesse Jackson and your love for the transpose and we are walking around. No. We gonna go when we were Black. Isn't that a beautiful word?
That's a long time ago. It's all mixed up now.
No, because at that time, Black was an identity and an idea. It was not a country.
Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud.
I'm proud.
That's right.
That's it. That's right. And that was a time where our old jits, our young jits, our miscreants, that's for the HBU college grad. That I threw that one in there. I don't want to stay on the gutter tip. I want to throw one of them big words. A miscreant, and for the modern colored, Because y'all really don't know what y'all is. Like, let's say y'all kind of mixed up right now. I'm going to use your native tongue. Felon. Okay? Feel how I'm talking to you. I'm trying to keep this real as possible because we getting ready to have to make a choice. And this choice, which to some individuals who are listening to this may sound like a rant, but it's not really a rant because you have to ease the pain of something which is going to hurt that is getting ready to occur. You don't really have a choice. Your self-survival is based in this. And others can say, well, he's a madman and you got to remember the toxicologist. But see, that's all game. To keep a lie alive, you got to have some part of it be a truth. Okay? Hear what I say? To keep a lie alive, part of it needs to be the truth. All right? If that is what I say it is, then for Black Americans that put the oldest fool in office, fully understand that if we walk away from the Democratic Party as they stand today, keeping in mind that we've been trying to integrate the Republican Party, even went and learned how to play golf. It ain't working, good people. You can't make two hoes be no husband. Feel what I say to you? Some people don't understand the terminology because we get ready to take it back so we can get back on task, get back on line. Like I said, you can't make two hoes be no husband. You feel what I'm saying? The only way you're going to get two hoes to be a husband, you're going to have to stand up and be a man. That's it. So what you do is you leave both of them hoes alone and you stand up and be a man. That's what I said. You take the R from your last name, you take your D from your last name, and you act like you're taking a knee for the team. That's what you do. That is a more powerful message in a democratic society is based upon the vote than anything you can ever imagine. It puts a new equation in a word that only a white person can coin, and it's called a swing vote. You ain't hearing me. If you look at the numbers and how they play the numbers game, it is in every Black person's interest in America. If you want to move somewhere else, Lance tell you, it's easy to do. You can make your bread and go and live in, well, do what you want to do. That's all good, okay? But if you got vested, you got people in ground here like I do, because my people in a whole lot of dirt around here. And see, we kind of country, we don't like leaving our kinfolk behind, and I don't have a long enough shovel. So I might as well just stay put right now. But while I'm debating whether or not it's worth digging old dirt up, I'm going to talk about the issue of where I'm grounded at. Your people are in the ground in this country. I don't care if it's in Texas. I don't care if it's Wyoming. I don't care if it's California. I don't care if it's Arkansas. I don't care if it's Baltimore. Your people are in the ground. This is as much your country as their country. And they fully understand it. If only you would act like it is and exercise the same rights that they do. Even in my weakened state as a child, I had an old man who could not read that always told me that it's strength in numbers. An uncontrollable mob gets nothing done, but a controllable mob with a destiny and a direction rules all turf. And at this junction right now, walk away from the Democratic Party. Walk away from the Republican Party. It's a very simple thing. No one would ever know. All you have to do is go down to your supervisory of election. As you are a registered voter in the county, in the area, in the city where you live. Just imagine, take it like it's a day trip with your children. You say to your child, especially if you got a grandchild, this is a great experience for your grandchild. This could show your grandchild how government works. Take that grandchild by the hand. Walk into the supervisory election, which is in every municipality throughout the land. And when you say, we're going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be free. And they say, why are we going there to be free? Because we live in the freest country in the whole world. And the process say that if I don't like two hoes fucking me, then all I got to do is stand up to be a man. And I don't have to have that happen no more. This is what this country has taught me. So you walk away from the Democratic Party. You walk away from the Republican Party. You seek out the I, which still gives you more than a reference to intelligence and not close to a reference of ignorance. That's what you do. It's a very simple task. Even in your child eyes who see what is occurring in America today, it's a science experiment in your own government, which is yours, because you got people in the ground. And I'm going to tell you, the shovel's too low. So we're visiting this old block again, the same old block again. Vote is supposed to set us free. The same old corner. I know y'all remember we walked down here once before, didn't we, Lance?
Sure did.
We strolled and skipped and shit, brought popcorn.
Fried chicken.
Okay? If I, all that.
Turkey
But
legs.
now we at the junction where we getting ready to visit that old corner again. This time, do we stand upon the corner as a conscientious observer to the bumfoolery? Or do you just participate by using your eyes and your ears and keeping your mouth shut? Because it's victory in ignorance. Because God has told us, and even some who go to jail on a frequent basis told us, you don't always have to let the left hand know what the right hand doing. When an individual spent 5 decades manipulating a mind and generations of a group, they will never assume that one day that group will become a word called awoke. If you do this, you will see the change that you cannot find in the Black Progression Party. If you do this silent protest, this lash back to somebody, either one of them hoes is going to have a conversation on how they fornicate New York. That's real talk. I'm trying to give it to you in the best way I possibly can without going American white bread. In this conversation between these two hoes, this is what should occur. Now, how do you get a conversation started between two hoes? You cut off the meat or you cut off the money. Okay? You got meat in jail. Got a lot of meat in jail. But you ain't got no money. But what you do got is you got citizenship. And citizenship is a powerful thing if you exercise it in a proper manner. And what we have not done is exercise in a proper manner. And even though we lose what perceived to be individual battle, our ultimate goal is to win the war. Not to look at a claim from each and every bush and corner and every bastion, because it ain't gonna happen. Those are small events compared to ending it all. So how do you end it all, or at least open up a conversation so you can have the conversation, so they can stop throwing you bones and not having the conversation? Then you take a knee for the team. Okay? You replace the R behind your name, you replace the D behind your name, and you take a knee for the team, an independent voter, a free-thinking individual of color who have had enough of not getting his part of the American pie. That's how you end that. Because either way, come hell or high water, they're going to pump pandering to you on the 4th and any damn other day that they want to put who they want in there. At least that one junction in your life, you have control on who and what candidate go in there. Because he's going to have to address your issue. But if you just go blindly like sheep to the cliff, you poke chop. That's all you. Okay? And don't get me wrong, I'm just as American as sweet potato pie. You heard what the fuck I said.
No, just let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow.
No, because it's real. If you a Black American, then you just as American as sweet potato pie. I don't do pumpkin. Okay, we still eat apple because it's food, but it has no significant bearing in my perspective of America. So in my perspective of America, I am just as American as sweet potato pie. I got people in the ground. And that's a good thing, because that means even in this quagmire that the division of Black Americans speaking about Afro-Americans, which are making life very hard for everyone, okay? And people haven't realized once all you got to do is you could already tell what they up to. You go up to them and you say, are you Black or are you Afro-American? That's all you got to do is ask them that, okay? And just watch their expression, watch their reaction, watch exactly, keep the eyes on them, and it'll blow your mind. Do it a couple of times and then you say, what is really going on? What is really going on? And I mean, they people up in high places. People up in high places because that's how it works. Whatever the white man say your race is for whatever period of time he wants you to do, then you that Negro. See, me, I'm colored. That's on my birth certificate. So you can just imagine how old I am.
You're just getting started, brother.
No, well, it's some benefits in it.
You just getting started.
It's a great deal of benefits in it. Because you have an opportunity and you have a responsibility as a man in your community, an elderly man in your community. My approach and my speech, my ideas, how I view it is somewhat novel. You could always go back to, our heritage. Everybody got a cousin Pete or Uncle Ray. You understand? I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? He the one that keep it 100% real. You know what he's talking about. You don't understand how to fit in the equation of the conversation, but he's sharing just the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's a benefit in the conversation. And we don't have that among men anymore. We don't have those characters to carry those torches to bring that camaraderie to the family structure. We've been bleeded out. And this new awakening that's coming, and the savior of those last drippings, because that's what we're dealing with. We're looking at the last generation of full body, non-beta men. Okay? It's real talk. That they have something else in mind, and the women are more than willing to go along with it. But the best part about it, that if I use the word correctly, I can't even pronounce the word. It has to do with hormones or something, testosterone. that men have,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it's being weeded out. Femininity is taking place. All right, in my little slumber and my little rest with the doctors and the hospitals and so forth, I had opportunity to look at technology. I'm always fascinated by new technology because technology moves so fast in our society that it gives an opportunity for a new form of businesses for entrepreneurs, and it gives us into a market instead of, slinging crap like clothes and jewelry and stuff like that's the only thing we can sling. We can't get into technology. We can't get into business. We can't get into money management. They could do a lot of motivating speaking, and I don't understand how that's helping nobody but them. But it is what it is. But in our society, I was watching a thing on technology, and this young boy used a CAD system, which is an old system, to do graphic arts, and he built a uterus from a penis using their instructions. And I was saying, like, what's going on here? What's really going on here? You know, this is going to be, it has been the strangest 4 years that I have ever went through in my life. Some of the things that I've seen, even being ill and starting watching media and comparing the two, it's horrendous. It's mind-blowing for the simple-minded person. If you just imagine a person that has some conscious understanding of what is going on.
For real.
And how they are dealing with it. Because even as an individual man, and one of my major projects is the independent vote. I must say that I'm biased, the independent vote, but a men's focus group, that's what I do. And dealing with the mental stress of the things that are going on and the changes that are coming. I would advise any man that finds himself in the middle of paternity at this time, and I may be scored for this statement, but the bad part about bringing the bad news is even Shakespeare said, don't hate the messenger, hate the message. I would have, and don't think without conscious thought, I have not thought about this, because the statement I'm getting ready to make is a very deep statement. Any man right now, today, last week, 30 seconds ago, 15/8 of a minute ago, if you got somebody pregnant, take that child away from them. I never thought I'd see a day where I would have to say that because of the present situation of the children, and primarily Black children in America today. If it take every dime that you have, take that child away from her. If you think it even a chance of tomorrow, take that child away from her. If you want to even imagine what grandchildren would be like because you changed your life around, take that child from her. And it's sad because I remember the struggles of my mother and her companions. And I look upon it today in the trials and tribulations. Those were some women. Those were Black women. You can't defend nothing that you don't respect. And a respect is not given to you by others' deeds. It is given to you by your actions. Now, this may be passe in old school, but always keep in mind, no one ever started at the top. Everyone made mistakes so they can climb to the top. I mean, they scratched a finger, they bumped their head, they peed on themselves because there wasn't no restroom at 30,000 feet. All that. You did what you had to do to get to the top and you survived. And today's survival go way past just you feeding yourself or you living in a safe environment. It goes, make sure you got your wits about it. Because there's a trap around every door if you got the wrong gender. And that's real talk. So things have changed. We're getting close to Mother's Day. And that's a good thing. But what will we glorify? Will we take our investment of our future and invest it into other people's futures, like businesses, and like buy their jewelry and buy their liquor and buy all this stuff for Father's Day? Or will we go with the cheapness, something that's inexpensive, something that each and every one of us, regardless of our race, our color, can afford? And that's time with that Father. Good or bad, He's your Father. And you say, why I got to spend it with my Father? He ain't do this, he don't do that. Always keep in mind in life that life is a three-sided sword. And it usually cut like her side or his side and the damn truth. And somewhere in there, some people mix a lie with the truth. If you tell it long enough, it becomes fact. So always keep that in mind and go to the source. Go to the source, be respectful, be the better one. If you see better, if you want to break the cycle, you ain't got to be continuous because it always ends up being left up to that man who either did right or did wrong. It's a journey that a large majority of my generation and the back end of my generation, because I'm a halfy baby boomer. Okay, I'm a halfy baby boomer. I'm not a full baby boomer. I'm squeaking in there. I ain't in there yet. So, and they about done. I might surpass them. I looked at the numbers of the baby boomers and how they died during these last 2 years. It is ugly, 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 ugly. So that's what. Okay, so I'm urging all my good people, and I see the changes that are going on, and I want to shout out to Louisiana. I must remember always that some of the strongest Black people in America live in Louisiana. And I'm sure of it in my heart. I'm not pandering. I'm not looking for a favor, a free lunch, or you introduce me to your daughter. No, I'm just stating a fact. The strongest Black people in America live in Louisiana. Okay? I can never hesitate in my belief that the original Black man of this world started in Louisiana. Now, Lance, I know you want to rap right on over here and lay hands on me like, you Will Smith, because I'm just talking crazy.
No, brother. I'm on your side.
No, Listen to me.
I got nothing to
me.
prove.
Because this state, listen to me, this state is a miraculous being. Because I mean, hurricanes, lynching, massive poverty, all your high schools named after Confederate generals.
Right.
Okay, and they lost. Or do I have a Common Core education? Because I have a 3R. They didn't change shit. I don't know what's going on. Tell me, didn't the Confederacy lose?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, Mr. Political, real quick. We have a conversation in the chat room that's very interesting that I know you can't see because you're not in front of the screen.
Talk to me. I miss everybody.
I'm being fair with everybody. I'm just going to tell it to you because you can't see it, and I'm going to let you get your opinion on it, which is going to be your opinion, right? We have Lisa.
Yeah.
That she says that they should not be impregnating them in the first place. Men can also practice abstinence, right? Muted myself for a second. So Lisa, for the last few decades, Black women in general have not taken responsibility for their actions. Let me just see here what else. And Brother Kwame said it's about time our men should set an example so that our queens respect and love us, because most of our men are useless while most of our queens are guilty too. I'm just gonna say that part. If there's anything anybody wants to say in the chat room, go ahead. You know I'm fair. I'll just be quiet. I'm not gonna take sides, because I always express my opinion anyway. So, Mr. Political, after what you just heard, what do you have to say about that? You got away with words. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Mm-mm.
We're not privy to the fact that we had a lot of men around us, or positive men around us, or men that would focus us towards things that would create chivalry and respect. I understand that. I lived it, okay, more than you can ever imagine. But I say to you, how can you defend something that you don't respect? You can put any kind of that physical.
Okay, Mr. Political, I got to check something because they're saying there's no sound. And let me just check the phone, the connection. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's check it now. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Can you let me know if you hear him or hear me or hear both of us? Let me know. Just let me know in the chat room. Now go ahead, Mr. Political. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Hold that thought, Mr. Political. Are you on a speakerphone? Are you on speaker? If you we come off the speaker, it might make a difference because they're saying you're kind of fading away and you're low. Okay. Yeah, because you sound far away. You sound far away. So okay, I can hear you, but I gotta wait for the chat room to let me know if they can hear you good. But does everybody hear me clear? That's just what I want to know also. Just give them a few seconds to type something in so I can give you the feedback. But if you're on a speakerphone, then it might take away. And if you they say you sound far away, that's crazy. Let me see. Everything on this end I have set right. Do me a favor, Mr. Political. Hang up and call me back again. It could be one of those things. You know, yeah, because just call me back right now and you'll be pumped right back in. Because yeah, go ahead. Yeah, call me right back. Yeah. Okay, no, I'll hang up for you. Just call me back. Yeah. You know, I have so many things pumped in that, you know, sometimes things fade, sometimes, you know, it's technology for you. So we'll have him call back. Okay, here he is. Okay, let's check the sound now. Everybody in the chat room, let me. Yeah. Oh, you sound better, much better to me. But let's make sure that we give him a second and just type in the chat room if you can hear him and if you can hear him better than you did before. Because it was better earlier and it kind of faded. So I don't want to say people are messing with this, but you never know. If you're talking some stuff there, Mr. Political, you're talking that stuff. They say there's no sound from you, brother. So no sound from him at all. Okay, it could be a wire thing. Hold on. Hold tight, everybody. Okay, we're gonna try one more time. If it's not good, I'm gonna call you straight. You know, straight through, because we're talking actually through, what is it, Facebook, right? Facebook Messenger. Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might be a physical wire. Okay, you know what? We're gonna call you straight. Let me call you straight. Okay, or better yet, call me from the landline. Make it easy, Ari. Yeah, yeah. Call my Florida number. All right, because I'm thinking. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Because I'm thinking it could be the actual cord here that you heard, like it had a little short in it, and they give us these little flimsy cords to connect things through. And when you use them, after about 2 or 3 months, they start acting funny. So what I do is I take duct tape and just keep it stiff so it doesn't bend up. Because as it bends up, a little bit of wire in there, you know. Okay, I'm just waiting for him to call me. Yeah, maybe it might be better if he calls me straight. But he doesn't have to call me straight because I'm already straight. But I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to depend on the feedback from everybody. Mr. Political, talk to me. Give me a count to 5. Okay. 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 How do you hear him now? Can you hear him better now, everybody in the chat room? Let me know. Let me know. Let's take a second. Okay, they say it's low. It's not you, I don't think. I think it's my wire. Let me mess around with the wire. It sounded kind of echoey. It's not. Okay. Okay, now I'm not hearing him at all. Wait. Do it this way. Say something, Mr. Political. Talk to me. Yeah, it sounds like a bass speaker in the back of somebody's trunk. That's the way it sounds. There's no change. It's not you. It's something else going on. It's not your fault, brother. I'm trying to take the blame for it, but I don't know what it is because I didn't touch anything and it started out better and now it got worse. So you know what we're gonna do, brother? I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna hold this up to the daggone. I'm gonna hold this up to the daggone microphone. It'll come out better. So let's see how they with that. I'm just gonna put the charge cord in there. So we're gonna just do it that way. We're gonna do it the crude way, but they're gonna hear you better. And I'll put you on speaker. Okay, go ahead, talk, brother. Okay, come on. Yeah, yeah. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do you another way. Okay, I'm gonna go on. Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm gonna do something. I just realized there's something else I can do. Okay, here, let's try this. This might kick they behind. I forgot about this one more thing that I can do. Okay, let me connect this up here. Okay, hold tight, brother. Let's see if this works. It's only gonna take a minute, y'all. Only gonna take a minute. Always something, isn't it? And we threw this show together with the graphics and everything. We did everything like really quick. Okay, now why is this? Just hold tight, brother. We got you on here. Yeah. No, I said hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. I don't know why this is trying not to behave, but I'm gonna do it this way. This should make it go through clear if I can just get it to work with no wires. Let's get violent up in here. Let me cut this off. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, damn. Here we go. This should work. Let's pull it through, y'all. Thank you for being with me. Connected. Okay, now, talk, my brother. Go ahead and talk, brother. Are you still on the speakerphone? Are you outside? It sounds like it's really bad now. Are you near a fan? Okay, but there's a lot of wind, right? You're outside. We're getting a lot of feedback and it sounds muffled. Are you on a speakerphone? Because if it is, you're pulling all the sound around you. You gotta, yeah, you can't ever use a speakerphone because that's in any case, because that's going to put. Yeah, you can't speak with, because when you put the speakerphone on, it opens up to pull everything from around you. Oh, the earplug. Yeah, you gotta put the phone to your ear and take it off of everything because it's gonna compromise the sound. Let's try that one time because they can't hear you. Okay. Yes, yes, brother. I'm here. I'm here.
I appreciate that. I do apologize, but I will be back. God
Yeah.
mercy.
But what we're gonna do next time, what we're gonna do next time is that we'll just have to record it directly where everything comes through clear. And these wires, they're very, very thin. It might be that, it might be just the combination of everything, but these wires are so flimsy. I'm just showing everybody, like these little things are just, these little Apple wires, they're made to break. And I have another adapter that, it's not that, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. All right, brother. Okay, take care. All right. Yeah, I'm not blaming it on him, but he's definitely gonna have to upgrade his phone. He's not on a smartphone, and he's got that's number one. I got to check these wires. Number two, but you see how the times when we are recording and we put it out, but I wanted the live interaction. So what I'll do possibly is do a show recorded, and that when it's him, because I'm not blaming him or saying it's his fault, because I tried different options here and it didn't work. So now either it's my phone or his phone, and in the past it has been his phone. He's got to upgrade his phone because remember the show we did with Nurse Navaya? Came through perfect. And see, he doesn't get a link directly in because he doesn't know how to do that. So I was telling him, man, you got to upgrade your phone. This is my alarm, right? That's my alarm to tell me to go to bed. That's why I've been getting up so early. I'm going to stay up a little bit tonight. I got to work on some things. I have some stuff with Sister J. Beautiful stuff that she's putting out. And we're just discussing how we're going to go and, put her out in a good way, in a good manner, in a very positive way. And everybody has their style. So I love the different personalities of those who come to the platform. And everybody has their own orbits where, like, he was a little under the weather for a couple of weeks. We didn't see him. And sometimes everybody comes back at one time and say, whoa, I got all this work to do on top of the stuff that I do. So it's just one big happy family. So sometimes, we just have our own rhythms. And like I said, I got to get to him about, getting a better phone. And maybe his daughter can help him to just work it. That way I can send him a direct link and he can just come on in and it'll be crystal clear. Because, in the past, there's some, thank you, Jeff. Queen's in the house. Yeah. But he's gone now. And he kind of missed out on some of the stuff toward the end. But he's back and the effort is there. And, I got to get him to work on it because everything here is pretty much on the up and up. But I can't, if the person has a phone that's under par or they're in the background or they have that's another thing. Anytime you call anybody's show, not even just mine, unless you're in a really small space, small room with no other noise, don't use the speakerphone. The best way is hold it to your ear, put it to your ear and talking that way. The speakerphone opens up everything. And every sound, you may not know it, but every sound comes in. Truck driving down the block, around the corner, somebody getting cussed out, all the noises come in. And then it processes. And usually, if you notice, if you ever talk to somebody on the speakerphone and say they're in a car or in a room, there's other people, but their mouth is close to the phone, you hear the people in the background louder than them. Or they might be in the car playing music and it's like, you gotta cut that music down. I said, oh, I don't have it on that loud because that speakerphone is grabbing at everything. And it's not made for stuff like this. I mean, if you have no choice, whatever, but the regular phone is the best thing. So now I've got energy and whatnot, but I got to do some work tonight. We got that next strongman event on Saturday, and it's going to be in a different area. An area that when it's over with, when I go out, it's going to be a lot of crazy things I'm going to see. And I'm going to be ready to record them and talk to the people that are out there. So I don't know what to expect on Saturday. I'm going to try to pump some things through live, not just a couple of Instagram stuff, but really pump some things live. But I want it to be quality. So I got to probably get some more wires tomorrow. So I run my phone and all this different stuff and still record at the same time for maybe like 2 or 3 different cameras. I want to do it that way. So after that, there will be some straight up bodybuilding things. And I was speaking to the Commissioner, George, earlier today, and he was asking my opinions on certain things. So I think I gave him some pretty good ideas, but I did tell him that With the strongman stuff, everybody's not into that. When they see it, okay, wow, I'm walking down the street, I see this thing going on. So you got to pull everybody. You got to get the mainstream people coming in. So, you know, when you do also your bodybuilding stuff, and I can't answer your call, sweetheart, right now. Okay. When you do the bodybuilding stuff, that's a little more appealing to the young ladies, whatever, but too big, too whatever. You got to have streamlined physiques also, a classification, the kind of body that every man may want to have, or, you know, that every woman may like, because a lot of women don't like these steroided up, big, huge, whatever. It's a spectacle, but it's, you want to appeal to the masses. You want to appeal to something. I mean, if I gave you a bright red Corvette, you'd take it. Smart people would take it and sell it, but most people would take it. But after 2 weeks, the novelty's gone. You got a tough suspension, you're sitting down low, and it's bright red, everybody sees you. You can only see two people, the driver and the passenger. So the novelty wears off. So you want to have or present something that most people would desire. You see what I mean? So that's the mentality. So you pull in, so you still have the strongman stuff. You still have the bodybuilding stuff, right? You have, and it's a new classification of bodybuilding called classic physique. They're not as big. They have weight caps. So the bodies are more streamlined, right? And more ripped and, you know, not ugly ripped, but just very appealing. Wide shoulders, narrow waist, all this stuff. So that's something that mainstream, I won't say America, but I'm here in Ghana, but the mainstream person can say, hey, I want to get like that. Sometimes you see something so big, you just look at it like, what is it, a monster? You know? And last but not least, I told them we need to have something for the women where they're not just doing strong woman stuff or female bodybuilding, because female bodybuilding is nice as long as you keep the drugs out of it. You can never look like a man. When you see these bodies of a woman looking like a man and all funny in the face and up under the jowls and that's drugs. That's drugs. And 95% of the competitors use that. You know what I mean? So the bottom line, I said you need to have a bikini type of competition for the ladies. And of course, the fellas are gonna be looking like, whoa, look at her. But when you bring these people in, their families are gonna wanna see. You have social media, everybody's gonna wanna see their friend, their family up there, just in every category. But you gotta have a little bit of something for everybody, right? You can't invite a Czechoslovakian family to a buffet and not have Czechoslovakian food, which is something I'm not into, right? So that's how it goes. So I'll be judging some of the things in the future, and I'll have a little input into it, and it's bringing back, making those juices flow, and I'm happy about that. But I'm glad that the little bit that I do know from all these years of experience from way back in the 70s, it's okay, who's texting me? Okay, I can put it to use. You know what I mean? Instead of letting it go to waste. That's the bottom line. Okay, let me see something here. I'm getting a bunch of texts and stuff. I'm not gonna stand. I'm gonna kill his flavor, what he put out, even though I had to apologize for the sound, even if it was his phone. But tomorrow, and the power is on, so we don't have any problem. I got some stuff to do early tomorrow. We're gonna come on in the evening, do this show in particular, do a whole lot of recordings. I have a lot of recordings and stuff that you can listen to. So I kind of fell out of that because of my other obligations of running back and forth. So I've been doing better with that. So anyway, I'm going to get ready to go. What I want you to do, well, this show is kind of the sound. I'm not going to push it as hard, but I gotta tighten up and make everybody have their sound good. But I got to work on it with him. He has to be able to hit the link and come in directly and have that good Nurse Navia sound that we had the other day. Her sound was just so, no, I can't even use something like that. The module I have, Jeff, is made a certain way, and it's the top of the line, but it's him, it's his phone, you know. Yes, Killmonger, we're gonna do that. Anything I know I give to him freely because I like it, but the main thing for him and these organizations out here, that it's different out here. There has always been something admirable about a strong individual, but you have to market it now and I was telling him different ways to make it appealing. For fundraisers, you go to different businesses, you're gonna have to have a website and prove how many eyes hit it, and go to different businesses and say, hey, you know, for a donation of here to here, I'll give you 3 months free advertising on my website, right? You got to take the characters, the different competitors, and make it something. Look at wrestling, not college wrestling, which is real, but look at the wrestling that we know is fake. It's entertainment. But these guys are not pushing weight. They use their steroids now in wrestling and pump up a little bit, but they're running around doing this crazy stuff, and it's amusing to people who either don't know or know and just say, okay, I just want some entertainment. But you got to build these guys into personalities. You have to have some type of conflict. When you watch a movie, right? It's a conflict. It's a challenge. It's one force against another. When you really look at it, it's always something going on like that. I'll stay a little bit longer, but I don't want to mess up. Since the sound was kind of messed up, I'll stay on the lip. I just want to wet my whistle right here. African heat, y'all. You might look over here and see the same number. Like, wait a second. It's just as warm over here on the East Coast as it is in Africa. Different type of heat. Trust me. Just like you got different types of hot sauces. Some people will be like, oh, this is nothing. You see something you never saw before. Boom, it's like, whoa, what is that? But getting back to that topic, we move over here. Sorry, Roland Martin, I have to move a little bit to in the middle. So, but building conflict. When you see a movie, it could be a movie, say for example, where the conflict is between two people, three people, one person against a big organization, but it's something against something, or two factions or more that have a desire that's diametrically opposed to each other. And the beauty of the movie is to see how it plays out. Let's say, for example, you could have a man who has cocaine in a suitcase and he's got to get through customs. And you're watching him. The conflict is him getting this illegal substance in the suitcase over to another country, and how they almost catch him. They open it up and they don't see it. They move it away. One person sees it and takes some, puts it in the pocket. The conflict, the challenge. Any good movie that you see, there's that type of thing. Whether it's between two warring factions, a person, it could be something just within an apartment. Remember the old Honeymooners with Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton? They always had some kind of conflict going on that made it interesting for the 30 minutes that you watch that show. And so that's what you have to have. So say, for example, you stage something. You have some of these guys come out that are big and strong like we saw. I still have the footage and haven't released it, but you saw a few things on social media. And you have them acting up and people are like, what's going on? Not like a fake fight, but you put it on Instagram, you put it on Facebook, you get a billboard and build these characters to say, hey, who's going to push the most weight this time? And you talk about that, make it interesting. Speak in the native Ghanaian language, put it out there, and even get people who are just passing through, who are not really interested in it all the way, but they're interested because it piqued their fancy. When you look at a big fight, it's not a boxing match. It's not the hardcore fans, right, that are pushing it and making the big money. You see, when you had a Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, it wasn't the boxing fans are always going to be there. The hardcore people are always going to be there. You have to frame it in a way where the casual fan takes an interest in it. And it's got to have and show that conflict. What is it that both guys are going for, but one is going to lose? And it captures the imagination, because it's not just about two guys in the ring swinging at each other. It's not about, with what we're doing here, two guys who are pushing weight. I'm not really into the strongman stuff and the powerlifting stuff, but being in gyms over the years, over the decades, when I used to do that stuff, it was, I learned a lot. I know a lot of these guys. These guys used to come to my house and I asked them questions, but it was a different thing. And a lot of them didn't respect bodybuilders, but that's what I was. But because I was very hardcore in what I did, and the way I trained and the quality muscle that I had from 19 years old when you saw me, because it didn't look like it at 16. I was a big kid, but they saw me like, how do you get like that without steroids, man? How do you get hard like that? Because I had a powerlifter mentality, not lifting up a lot, but that intensity with these guys. They do short bursts of energy and they just let it go. So intense exercise. I'm just going to flow on that just to keep it entertaining and whatnot, since the sound wasn't so good. But this is why, like, when you go to the gym, some guys who are novices think, well, if I go in there and spend more time, I'll get bigger. It's not about bigger. For those who are listening to this, right? It's not about bigger. It's just like, let's get lewd, right? Man, that girl got a big ass. Big ass don't get it. Big? Anybody can be big. We're talking about shape. We're talking about the roundness and each cheek separated and just every angle. You see women from South America, they have a good shape from straight on, they turn sideways, it's flat. So you can have a wide back, but do you have a thick back as a bodybuilder? How do you look from different angles? And when you practice your presentation and your posing, you have to know your body so well that if somebody's standing there, you have to know how to angle your body to make you look even bigger than what you are, more developed than what you are under those lights. And you better stand in the proper place so the lights hit you right. So when you're watching the light, and it's a science when you walk in there. It's not just go up there and just flex. And some guys do, and it makes a difference whether they win or they don't win. But if you look at a sprinter who runs from here to there real hard, real fast, not long, couple runs, 100 yards, this real intense. And the marathon runner, what does the marathon runner look like? He just looks drained and skinny, doesn't look explosive. Come on, y'all, fellas, some of y'all ladies. When y'all see them women who run track, when they walk, you're like, God, dog, that's the intensity. So even the ladies who they want to get that kind of shape, where you want to have to push yourself intensely for short bursts of intense exercise. So instead of trying to sit in the gym and do something easy and do little leg kicks easy, no intensity now, but you're just going through the motions. It's not going to do it for muscle. Ladies want muscle, not that fake steroid muscle you see with female bodybuilders. I'm just going to tell it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm going to always tell you the truth. And y'all get turned on. I don't want to lift too much weight. Let me tell you something. Lift weights. Doesn't mean you have to lift all this heavy weight. No, sculpt your body. Keep your repetitions between 10 and 12, 15, 8 if you want. Sometimes you go down a little lower, push it, whatever. But remember, you have joints. You want to beat your joints down. You want to do the movement perfectly, ballet-like. That's how you can last. Some people are built for that heavy stuff because they got the thick joints. They're built like a barrel and spark plug, so they can push weight. You don't have to push weight, but if you put intensity into each body part, focus on it, learn how to do the exercise correctly. I can go to any gym after all these years of being out of it and sit here and watch somebody train. And I'll know who knows what they're doing by the way they execute the exercise. Like, listen, you need to teach him to hold this out this way and twist his hand at this part of the movement. That comes from years of doing it. You take an old fighter. Okay, look, Mike Tyson's what? He's going to be in June 56 years old. I got 3 years on him. Do you think that his knowledge of boxing will diminish 20 years from now? 66, 70 years, 76 years old, 20 years from now? No, he has a trained eye for it. He may not be doing it anymore, but he knows to execute it. He'll know how to hit you even at 76 years old, knock you out, knock 99% of the population out because he knows what he's doing. But you don't forget. So the years I put in before, I don't forget. Matter of fact, possibly on Friday, I'm going to put the name out. It's a bodybuilder that I've known from 1980. 1980 was when I first met him, Ben Rodriguez. If you listen, Ben, leave a comment or something. Well, he never stopped. If you want to see, no homo when I say it, but a beautiful body, because I look at it like artwork, right? I'm going to try to get him to show his stuff off on the show. He's on where he shows his face. Beautiful body, naturally gifted, natural body parts that, we're all given certain things. Like some guys, they have great arms before they even touch a weight. They have great calves or a structure with wide shoulders and narrow waist before even touching a weight at all. So we all have strong points and weak points that we have to work on, right? So we know each other's strong points and weak points, but I've been out the gym. I've been out competing from 85. He was just beginning. Well, he began back from the late 70s. So I was speaking with him through, the messenger and stuff. So he said he wants to come on. It's probably going to be on Friday. What's today? Wednesday, right? Going into Thursday. 2 more days. I don't know the exact time, but we're going to have a good old-fashioned chit-chat that I think will be very interesting for those who are interested in getting into that and hearing a little nostalgia. And he'll probably tell you a little bit about me, what I was like back then, But he's a no-nonsense guy, very intelligent, and has done a lot of things, a whole lot, too much to list. and it just makes me feel good. See, I'm the kind of guy that, even though I haven't done it, it makes me regret leaving it because I was so much into it, and the political thing got on my nerves, and the homosexual judges harassing you. And so I'm like, man, I'm leaving this alone. And I saw a lot of guys who, because I was in it deep, y'all can tell, right? I saw a lot of guys who were worthless. Not all of the brothers. There's a lot of good success stories. But there are a lot of them that were just living off of women, just bums, thinking that, well, if I win this competition, and there's no money in that back in that day, especially as an amateur, even professionals didn't make much money. They had to do other things. And a lot of them that are professional back in that day and even today are doing all kind of things that you won't believe. There's a dark underbelly of that world. So it's going to be interesting coming to a new country where it's not as advanced as America as far as certain things. I'm gonna close this window here for a second. It's really like when the curtains blow back, I don't like people outside to see because I'm on the second floor. I don't like them to see what I have in here because it's very attractive. They can't get in, right? But I just don't want them to see because I had some incidents here before. So give me a second and let me hit this music up and I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. This doesn't seem to be connected with some sound. Just give me a second. It's only going to take me like 15 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, let's just knock this off. I don't know what's wrong with that sound with the music, but let me come back here. So since I'm not talking to anybody directly over any, let me open this back up again. I'll do it that way. So people are probably saying who are coming in, what's going on? You got Roland Martin, Mr. Political, but you talk about bodybuilding. What the heck is going on? You go back and listen to the replay, you'll figure it out. I'm gonna go to the chat room and vibe with everybody there. Let me see who's here. Let me know if you wanna come on in, say anything, it's no problem. I'm just gonna drop the link one time. I'm not gonna stay here forever, but I'll do this since you want us to stay a little longer. Yeah, the HDMI, that's not set up on this module for that. I have older stuff over there, but this, trust me, this is a good thing what I have. I have several of them too. Everyone wants to come out in, say hi, share your voice, share your face, let me know. In the meantime, shoot some questions my way. I'm talkative right now. I still got work to do into the night, but I want to have it where you feel some sense of satisfaction and interactive kind of like, wow, we had a show type thing, So I got my eye on the chat room. You can hit that link and come on in. You can hide your face if you want to talk, wherever you are. Just don't get on the speakerphone, Okay, Aviola, you asked about carbohydrates and stuff. Carbohydrates are not your enemy. It's the kind of carbohydrates that you take, right? Let me just plug up my phone so it's not jacked up later on. It's the kind of carbohydrates. You want to have quality carbohydrates. You can play games with the cakes and the cookies if you know what you're doing, but you don't really. Okay, we got Brother Kwame here. Okay, and I will continue to talk about that. Kwame, put some light on your face, man. It's scary. I can't see your face. Talk to me. Turn your face to the light.
Yeah,
how
are
you
you,
doing?
Kojo?
Oh, I'm good. Let's show your face, man. It looks spooky. I don't see anything. Yeah, show your face.
I'm still here, my brother. I'm still here.
Yeah, turn your face to the light. Turn your face to the light. Okay, yeah, I do, but it's,
Okay, sure. All right.
Talk to us, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, how you doing, Kojo?
I'm good. Talk to me.
Right. Okay. What we're gonna discuss? I don't know. We want to say. Well,
Hold,
I mean.
hold the phone up, brother. I feel uncomfortable in this position, like I'm
Okay.
somewhere where I
Okay.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
If I was your
Okay.
girlfriend, it wouldn't bother me, right? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, Kojo, that I mean, as African people, we need to be amongst each other. We've got to stop the foolishness that we're doing amongst each other. Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Things that we're doing is not acceptable, like deceiving each other, cussing each other, and always, I mean, putting each other down. We got to. At the end of the day, we need each other, both our men and women, because some of our people, don't want to accept. They don't want to reason. They think that they have this attitude saying that this. I mean, our men are this and that from our women, and our women are this and that from our men. Well, it's not going to get us anywhere. Yeah, we know some of our men are not good, and some of our women are not good. But at the same time, yeah, Kojo, I love our women, yeah. But sometimes they also have to need to, as in, appreciate guys just because they're not wealthy, still have still have love for them, yeah. Because I know it's about. I mean, some of our people, they love these people because they got rich, they got Mercedes, they got big houses and so on. But you don't know what they do. Why? I mean, yeah, we need things like that to survive on, but you don't know what that person does behind closed doors. Do you know what they do? Because they're so-called rich. They're so-called rich, but how do you know what they do? Because they're so-called rich. Did they even tell you? They don't tell you. I just watched a drama just now tonight. Yeah, woman, yeah. The two of her daughters have died because she wanted them to marry rich men, and then she made them lose their babies. We gotta stop this nonsense. Yeah, that just because someone is not rich, that you can you can brush them aside. No, just because he's poor, you don't know what he can offer. Only our ancestors can make things happen. You can't just brush up someone aside because he's not wealthy or she's not wealthy. So what? At least if he has feelings for you, that's what counts, brother. That's what counts.
That's right. You're 100% correct, but everybody is influenced in different ways and their mindset. That's why it's good to spend some time around people to see if they're compatible
And
to
just
you.
before I go,
Right?
yeah, you're in Ghana yourself, yeah. I mean,
Yep,
you
right
told me it's
here.
very interesting when you told me that there's some of our people are so ridiculous. Property in Thanksgiving. Listen, let me tell you this, right? To our people from Ghana, and anywhere in our motherland, stop your foolishness of imitating things which you hardly know. Thanksgiving is not a joke. These people came into this is like slavery, right? Came into someone's land and committed so many atrocities, and you're imitating that. Don't be stupid. Yeah, you need to grow up and study history
There's
before you.
passion going on.
They're going stupid, yeah? Take it easy, my
Yep.
brother.
Yes,
Take care.
brother. Man, you throwing some haymakers, man. You ready to throw jammies.
I will.
Look
Yeah,
at you.
I will. Yeah.
Phone
I will.
shaking. He was
Take
like,
it
yeah, I'm
easy.
ready to just say
Yeah,
hello.
well,
I got
I will.
the
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. But I'm just telling you that. You take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Take care, my
brother.
brother. All the best.
All right.
Right on.
Yes. Anybody else want to come to the link is there. How does this thing work when it cuts off? Do I put it this way? Do I put a banner back? Let me change the background. I don't feel too comfortable with Roland Mark being behind me like that. I'm not throwing off on him. I'm just saying. Let's check. Let's see what we got. These noises up in here, man. The wind was blowing so hard. Unbelievable. Let me see. I think I like this one better. Yeah, on air, right? Kind of tilt it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Put it right there. There you go. All right, Onika. Yeah, come on in, Onika, if you can. Even if you hide, you know, if your surroundings are not what you want it to be, we can hear your voice if you want to. I'll put it back in there again. You're just kind of hanging out for a little bit. And I will do shows like this where it's open-ended. But let me finish answering Sister Aviola's question about carbs. Carbs are not your enemy, but you don't want to go too crazy on them. But they're not the enemy. There's timing. Timing is everything with carbohydrates. They got a thing called the glycemic index. and I knew about this from like 40-something years ago. A lot of folks are just describing, realizing what it is. And it lists different foods, common foods, and from 1 to 100, I think it is, that are higher up, that this foods are on higher or lower, right? On the glycemic index, I think the higher the number, the more it rushes you. The carbohydrates rush your bloodstream. And there are foods that we would think and assume that, you know, a piece of cake as opposed to a carrot, the carrot's going to be better for you. Yeah, it has nutrients and it's nutritionally dense with good fiber, but the carbs in it rush you faster than something that is like junk. You're like, wait a second, this is, so if you're diabetic, if somebody hands you carrot juice, they're trying to kill you, even though it has nutrition inside of it. So what you want to do with your carbohydrates, you always want to have carbohydrates that are low glycemic, that doesn't rush your bloodstream as fast. So if you're somewhere and you're very hungry and you don't have that, you can take simple carbohydrates, but you have to be very disciplined when you take it. So if I had a jar of honey and I was dog hungry, I'm gonna take 3 or 4 spoons of that, but I may take half a teaspoon and let it just go through my system. And then I wait another 45 minutes, another 30 minutes, take a little tip again. See, you're copying something that is more of a complex carbohydrate, but simple sugars rush your bloodstream. And you don't want any simple sugar to rush your bloodstream, because excess carbohydrates, more than what you need at that time, spills over and it can be stored as fat. So carbs don't make you fat, it's the spillover that makes you fat. So if you're deprived of carbohydrates, now let me explain this right, because if people listen, they're going to check me on this. If you're deprived of carbohydrates, the best time to really do carbs with your protein shakes or any type of, and I'm not going to get into the vegan meat thing, protein, you know, all that stuff. I'm just going to say it like it is. You figure it out for yourself in a personal decision. Your body is the hungriest. Let me tell you the wrong thing to do. Let's talk about some wrong things to do. The wrong thing to do after a workout, a good hard workout, is to walk around for 3 hours, 4 hours, and don't eat, thinking that, well, I'm going to lose weight. No, you can eat then. And that's the best time to get away with a cheat meal, because you've exhausted the glycogen stores in your muscle, a little dehydrated, but the glycogen, the blood sugar, the muscle, the sugar that's in the muscle is not there. And an hour after the workout, at least hour, hour and a half, but really you want to start eating as fast as you can after the workout, because that's when you're most deprived and you soak it up, your muscles soak up all this stuff because you've drained your muscles of this, so you won't get the carbohydrates spill over that will turn into fat. But most people don't know this. You can damn near get into shape by watching how you time your food. Certain times and knowing your body and when you can get away with things. So your carbohydrates, if you know that you have a long, full day, you can have ample carbohydrates in the morning or the afternoon meal, and you really want to eat the strongest, heaviest meal at noontime when the sun is up. It is strongest. All these things in nature affect our bodies. That and after the workout, and not even as much. Amir, there he is, goatee style in the house. What's up, brother?
Goatee style.
Good to see you. Goatee style.
Good to see you. I just want, yeah, I was on, somebody put me on timeout on the chat, so I just tried to come, I just wanted to come in and say
you
hello.
on timeout?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't do that on purpose unless I hit something by mistake, but I would never do that to you, brother. You know?
Yeah, I know it's probably an accident, so I was like, let me try to get in. I didn't think it was gonna let me in. It took a long time too. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to show my face. Hello, everybody.
Yes, Amir in the house. Yes. Listen, you so great. I can't even share the screen with you.
You gotta say it like Wu-Tang style.
Center, right in the center. There you go. Brother Amir, yes. Good to see you, man.
Hello.
You know something?
Good to see you too. And then
I don't think
Every
I don't
time,
think you'll see too
just
many goats
when
out
you
there.
say goatee style, you gotta say it like Wu-Tang style. Huh?
Goatee style ain't nothing to with. I ran downstairs to take out the garbage
But
yesterday,
I'm
right?
actually about to break.
Okay, your sound broke up a little bit. I didn't hear
I
the
think
last
I'm
thing you
breaking
said.
up.
Yeah, the sound was breaking up a little bit. That's okay. These
I
signals are
was
jammed.
about to go to work.
Oh, you work? Okay.
Yeah, I just want to show my face.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Always welcome, man. Always
Can you hear me?
welcome. Always. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. The sound is blocked out a little bit. The sound is
Well, I don't want to take up too much time. It seems like it's breaking up. Yeah.
Yeah, but when we get it set up right, you'll come back.
So I'll holler at y'all a
We'll
little
do more
later.
shows like this. Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, man.
All right.
This is a real treat. All right, thank you, man. Come back anytime.
All right.
You know.
All right.
Go Teast.
Peace. All
Peace,
right.
brother. Much love. Salute. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. I think his phone is, see, I was going around, taking a second. Let me see here. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna hang up for a little while. I'm gonna talk about that stuff. So the timing of your food, reducing your meals, the size of your meals. There's certain times like breakfast, lunch, your meals can be a little bigger. As the day ends, your day ends, right? You pull back from having such big meals. You know, you don't want to be too full with heavy food. You want to have a lot of fiber so it runs through you. More important, you want to have a lot of water. You want to keep drinking throughout the whole day. You don't have to walk around a gallon of water like some people do, but just make sure that you don't walk around dehydrated, because by the time you get thirsty, you've already been dehydrated for a while. So when it comes to your body like that, your body's laid on it. Oh, I'm thirsty. Well, you've been reduced in the fluid in your body, and you need to keep the fluids going through. You feel like you're losing weight sometimes when you're dehydrated. You feel good sometimes. Yeah, I feel lean. But you're supposed to feel like drained at any point. You should be raring to go in your workout, in your day, with energy. And when you're not that way, you're doing something wrong. And it doesn't mean like you can't achieve your goals, right? It's just that you have to tweak certain things. You don't go from way on the left doing something to cutting it out and just doing, you tweak it, you adjust it. Like the old TVs when the screen used to roll. You don't turn the knob all the way over because it's rolling this way. You turn it, it'll roll back the other way. You take your time. Remember, just catch. That's the way it is with food in your body. And always understand that if you don't feel like, whether you go to the gym or work out or you have something at home or you don't have to be a hardcore bodybuilder, right? But when you don't feel enthusiasm to do it, you have to make a mental checklist and say, okay, you just can't say, I'm having a bad day. No, there's a reason why you're having a bad day, just the same way that when you feel good, you have to take note of why you felt good. You got to take note of why were you raring to go to the gym and you worked out and you felt good and you're laughing and you're full of energy. Take note of that and replicate those conditions and figure out what it was. It could be two things. It could be one thing. It could be that you didn't get enough sleep. You got sleep, usually get 8 hours, but you got 6.5, 7 hours and 15 minutes, right? And you can be right on the line with everything. Life is balance. So when you introduce working out into your life, it's something that's going to pull from other parts. So you have to fuel it with extra sleep and good food and a good state of mind. And the state of mind is good too, because you can have the physical ready. I mean, when I was younger, I would have the physical ready. You know, I got the good food in me, I got rest, the mental checklist, I'm on my way to the gym, I feel good. Then I run into this friend of mine who he's not into that lifestyle, and he's got nothing but negativity to say. And I'm on my way to the train to take the train to transfer to another train. This is when I was 16, 17 years old. And by the time, I'm not even supposed to stop and talk to him. When you have something to do that you have to do for yourself, you gotta do it. I'll just give him time. Now you feel like a deflated balloon because his spirits jumped on you, his mentality jumped on you. He don't care whether you go to the gym or not. or have your meditation time where you're working out or you're just taking a walk. You can't include people unless they are of the same mindset, because they'll take you off. I answer all my calls. If it's a show going on, or if I'm sleeping, or I'm doing something, if I can't get it, I can't get it. But if I get to say I'm going to create some content, I have to turn the ringer down. I may not cut my phone off. I do have to see, I have family members or whatever, or expecting a call. But if I'm going to zone out and talk for an hour, I got to stay in contact with myself. But this goes with anything that you do in life. You got to stay connected. You can't let anybody just, swoop down. They're just floating around life, and they just want to swoop down and take some of your energy, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. And it throws you off. They can be nice people, and it throws you off. Now you're like, I lost my momentum. Okay, put it this way. So you do sleep 8 hours a night, 6 hours a night, 9 hours a night, whatever it may be. Can you sleep? Say you eat. I'm not hungry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Food? No. What else can I eat? Right? No, but you can't sleep. You do 8 hours, you can't say, I slept an hour, and I got up for 30 minutes, and I slept another hour, and I got up for 30 minutes. So now you're going to try to sleep for 12 hours with a 30-minute break in there, so 8 hours became 12. You can't put sleep together like that. You got to get REM sleep, because if when you start out as here, the shallow sleep, and you start to dive into it, you wake up again. Wake up again. You got to get down here in the REM sleep, get down low, stay there, hover there as much as you can. Another thing is waking up slow. It's another thing that I see people do. They wake up quick, or they depend on an alarm. You can't go to sleep like that. You got to go to sleep early enough where you come out of sleep slow. That if you're supposed to wake up at 7 or 6 o'clock in the morning, you know you need 8 hours of sleep. You don't get to bed at 10 and you're wide awake and take an hour and a half, an hour to doze. No, you're cutting into it. You got to go through your ritual where you're telling your subconscious mind it's time to wind down. It's like a plane landing. It takes its time. It takes its time for a smooth landing. You don't see no plane come and come straight down. And at the last minute, imagine with the passengers, it'd be all over the place, ripping through their seatbelt, their harness. So you got to give yourself enough time that you wake up an hour before you're supposed to wake up, and you lay there, maybe 15 minutes before, maybe 30 minutes before. But lay there, come up out of the sleep slowly. Not boom, and you get up. And you sit on the side of the bed and your brain is jarred. Your brain has a lot to do with this thing now. You can't just do your brain like that. You won't feel right for the rest of the day. Your whole day will be messed up. And this is part of getting in shape. But it seems like it's unrelated. Don't you know, and I learned this probably like a year ago, and I talked about it before. They're learning more things about the brain. So you imagine that the brain is like Walmart or Target, supermarket, for those who don't know about Walmart, Target. Well, in the daytime, it's like when you go in Walmart, you see the aisles open. People walking, shopping, whatever. But imagine a big Walmart in your head, right? And in the daytime, the aisles are all pushed together. This don't make sense, but I'm just making sense. You can't get in those aisles. That's the daytime brain that you have. All the little parts in it are closed in because you're using it. But when you go to sleep, those aisles that are pushed together, they open up and become real aisles that you can walk down. And why is that? Because there's certain fluids that come out and wash like a big, like water, like a big tsunami of water that washes through each aisle and cleans out the toxic stuff. You think that you go into the bathroom is just about eating food and using your anus? No. It's also about those fluids that are cleaning out the parts of your brain and get it into your bloodstream and getting that out too. It's very important, because if you don't get into REM sleep at night preferably and allow those aisles to open up, and those fluids to wash through, your brain is going to be toxic because it can't clean itself. So when you don't get your proper sleep according to where you are, and look at me, I'm the biggest one for years that didn't get proper sleep, but I go to bed, for me, like right now it's 11:43. Technically I should have been in the bed. And sometimes I go to bed 1, 12, or sometimes I push it at 2 o'clock, but I'm gradually pulling back because there are times I would never go to sleep, most often until the sun came up. I had to really push it and say, I did as much as I could today. I'm going to start tomorrow and I'm going to come out firing. And I feel better. I'm in the motherland, 0 latitude, 0 longitude. I want to get to the sun as early as I can. And it's something that I learned this too. You got to register. You got to check in with the sun. Even if you're going to stay in all day. As soon as you get up, as soon as that sun peaks up and you are rested now, you can't think, I went to bed 2 hours ago, now I'm going to go open the window. Look, no, it's not going to do nothing for you. You got to be rested, wake up. And the sun could be at 5:36, 7:30, 7 o'clock. And you open that window. When you go outside, even if it's cold, you try to stare at that sun. When you get you a little bit stare, get some more. Drink in those rays in your eyes. And that recalibrates all of your internal organs and systems to let you know you checked in at this time. So we're expecting to have so many hours in our day productive, but you can't do it if you stayed up all night, right? That's not good. Then you won't be able to sleep. This is why some people, when they go to sleep late and the sun comes through and they say, I can't sleep because of the daggone sun. Well, get your sleep at night. And again, for years, y'all know me as being the biggest hypocrite with that. Because I'm addicted to the creativity and I can't let go. Like, if I let go, I won't be able to come back. But I've learned that I can. And you're more productive with the day. When the sun comes up, you're more productive. 12 noon, you should be at your strongest and your highest. And as the sun goes back in, it's rhythms of the universe. These things help you. And there's some people who are just, I've just been a night person all my life, and this is the way I am. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not preaching, because I've been that way too. All the jobs I've had have been like overnight. Some I get home before the sun comes and some after. And that's just the way it's been. Hanging out in New York City, growing up, always hanging out, working jobs, and then they go hang out late. That's just been my thing. I love the night. I'm addicted to the night, but I can't be. I have to take care of my health at this particular junction point in my life, right? No, that's not beer, that's malt, non-alcoholic. But going back to the carbohydrates, and I'll touch on some other things. Let me know if you have any other questions or whatever have you. You got to time your carbohydrates. You have to know what kind of day you're going to have. If you know you're going to be laying down on the couch or in the bed, you're going to just have a cool out day, which is cool and fine because your body has to recuperate. You're not going to well, I'm going to go out and have all of this pasta. I'm going to have all of this. And you might get away with it if you check in with your body and say, you know what? I'm depleted this week. I did workouts. I was in the sun. I was working in the yard, went to the job, missed a night of really good sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. How are you? Finally get a chance to see you, sister.
Yeah, you saw me one time before you had left the States.
Oh, yeah. You're right. But just seeing you now, how are you doing, sister?
Fine.
Talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Come on and ask some questions.
Okay. Just about like you were saying with the carbs and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've been on this little journey for like 6 months, but it's hard because it's like an up and down seesaw. Well, it's just like what you said, if you don't get enough in, you get dizzy or what have you. But I'm doing like little baby steps, not rushing, because the schedule ain't always the same.
Right.
You know how it is in these divided states.
That's right. I can't forget now. I'm not going to get new on you because I'm here. I'm still there. You know what I mean? Although I'm enjoying what's here, I'm still there, and I base the shows there. It's not like, well, I'm in Africa now, so I don't know nobody over there. No. I still.
Well, that's good.
It's gonna be the same. I'll bring more Africa stuff when the time comes when I finish my projects and stuff. But I'm still that guy.
Okay.
I'm still that guy.
That's good. staying grounded. That's good. I
Yeah,
hear you
always.
loud and clear. I've just been wanting to know, I'll follow you sometime in and out. The schedule, I've been on different stuff. So
Thank you.
yeah.
But see, this is what you want to do. You always want to. It's always a puzzle with your body, with the stresses that we go through on a daily basis. Sometimes when we make a plan, a meal plan, we may have to nip and tuck it a little bit. Say, for example, I'm just making this up. You get a call from work and they say, oh, you don't have to come in today. Well, all of that food that you may have packed, if you know, okay, well, I'm going to sit home today. Don't eat as much. Eat. Never let yourself get hungry and never fill up too much. That's a basic rule, right? Give yourself time to digest the food, but back up and maybe toward the end of the day, more or less calorically dense foods, because you know you're going to go to bed in 2 hours, but you want to eat something, and listen to what your body's telling you. That's another thing. Not what we think we hear when people tell us what to do, but what is your body telling you? Like, why am I hungry and I'm about to go to bed? Then you're allowed to eat something, but it's what you're going to eat. It depends on what a person's diet is, whether they're vegan, whether they eat fish, whether they eat chicken. Well, if you eat chicken, a chicken breast doesn't have any carbohydrates in it, right? Fish usually doesn't. And you can have a little bit of salad with it, some vegetables, and maybe sometimes your body reads certain things different. Sometimes you think you want to eat, but you're dehydrated.
Right.
And so now, go ahead.
And see, I bake a lot of stuff, my foods, but I got a lot of like a water weight gain, And then some of my medicines I take got steroids in it because I had 2 strokes. So, but I'm good. Yeah, and that's like what's keeping me a little puffy.
Right, I understand.
But I pace myself. I have my bike here. I don't know if you can see it.
I'm looking right at it. Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, and then my dog, she's here, so I go with walks with her.
Wow, you got the bodyguard right there.
Her name is Karma. Yeah, that's Karma.
Yes.
So
perfect
we
name
hit
for a
the
dog.
trail. Then, if I show you in the background where I live, we have a thing you can walk.
Look at you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I walk around the back of that. That's the back part of where I live.
Wow.
But you don't get to do it every day, Joy, because a lot of kids be out there and you know how it is.
I know how it is.
Some parents don't watch the kids and different stuff. They get to cussing and acting the fool and throwing rocks all out there. So I have to
see. That's not good.
Yeah,
they wouldn't do that if I was there. I'd straighten them out.
I still have my little garden and stuff. I'm saving my money so I can come for a visit and eventually buy my land. Like I said in the comment section.
Right. Well, we're here and we're still moving ahead with the projects, and it's a lot. We're doing a lot, and I want to do it right. And it's a beautiful experience and journey. I'll say that much. It is.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but you have to be disciplined. And there's certain things you have to know. And kind of toward the end, I'll spill more of the beans and just say what it is and have little private shows and really something to, because I've been vague. I haven't been saying things publicly specific for obvious reasons, because a lot of people out there that may not wish you the best. So kind of, I have private little shows and we show things, and I'll encourage and say, hey, because there are a lot of people who want to know what the journey has been like, to live there so long and then come here, and I'm still hanging.
You're doing good. You're doing real good. You and Mrs. SCURV, tell her I said hello.
Yes, most definitely. I will.
I see y'all working in the garden back there in the yard. Looks good, pretty spiffy. I can't wait to see it when I come one day.
Yeah. And see, now is a rainy season, so
now
start shooting up. Yeah. See, it's not like a winter, spring thing. It's always hot here, but it's sometimes more dry and sometimes more wet. So now we have a lot of rainstorms. And when it's the rainy season, like from now, maybe from last month till about June, July, I'm not sure. I'm new here still. But over what we have the winter in the United States, usually that's like the dry season, fall and winter, right?
Oh,
It's dry.
okay.
So when you plant the stuff, you got to plant it from a little bit before now. So when it keeps raining every day, it's just a different experience. So I'm getting used to it, you know? I wouldn't mind seeing a little snow sometime.
You don't have to have a hustle and bustle of the snow and ice.
Yeah, there's a side of me that misses it a little bit.
No.
I do miss it. No, I don't miss it like all week and all month. No, but I would like to just wish I could do like Captain Kirk and get a transporter, transport me to New York City in the middle of January. Boom, and I'm there. Like, okay, I'm tired of it now. Let me go. You know what I mean?
Well,
but here, I love it. It's summer all the time. Summer all the time.
yeah.
And it's a vibration. It's not just about the heat, but the vibration. Even the people who were born and raised here don't even understand what they have. They don't.
Right.
Take it for granted because that's the way it's always been. I love it that way.
Okay.
So,
one more thing. I had sent your poster, but it came back. I'm gonna show you what's coming.
Okay, because with that PO box, it discontinued. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, that's my favorite shot right here too. Oh man, I'm gonna get with you and tell you when you can send it now, if you want to.
I had sent it. It's kind of like mushed in the back, wrinkled, but it came back.
That's crazy. I didn't send it. I had a PO box there, right? And I was gonna keep it for a certain amount of time. And once there wasn't that much activity, I said we're gonna just cut the PO box. So probably that's what happened. But they're supposed to alert me.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna give you a different address directly, not over the show, but in Florida where you could send it if you wish.
Okay.
And then from there, because see what I do, I don't like have people send stuff over here. That's a lot of money to send stuff. So if I have you send it to my little drop-off point, as everything accumulates, then we send it one time. You know what I mean? It's like once a month, once every 6 weeks, I have stuff sent out.
Right.
So it's still economically feasible for the people who are in America. Instead of like saying, because let me tell you something. I had one little credit card that I had to have sent out here. One credit card. Do you know that thing cost I think it was $114 to send it? Yes. Little stuff. You're gonna get it anyway. So what we gotta do just
so was it rushed like overnight or something?
No, about 3-4 days. It's not rushed. Okay. Yeah. And there was a little box that because it's done by weight. I had a box set. I think it was like almost $300 or something like that. You know, it's crazy, but it does come kind of quick, you know. Okay. But the bigger and heavier, the more it's gonna cost. So get with people that are going back and forth. Like, you know, if you have somebody who's coming out here and say, listen, put this in your suitcase, whatever, and it's free unless it's something super heavy. Gotta be, because it's crazy. They straight dog you out in the price for little things coming over here.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't make no sense.
Yeah, that's right. So but it's good seeing you again, and we're gonna continue talking and talk about this stuff and everything. You're full of energy. I can see you look healthy. You know, your best is coming. Stay on course. Your best is coming. Don't let nobody take life away from you. You always got that glow in your face, and you're gonna keep it that way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So stay encouraged and stay up. That's the way to do it.
I will. I do that, and you get some rest here. I'm listening
to
your shows. I'm in and out, but I'm still here, and I got another phone, so it's better I can connect with you.
Right.
The
okay,
iPhone
well,
8.
Do that. Yeah,
it's an iPhone 8, so nothing fancy, nothing flashy. It's better than what I had.
That's right.
All right.
Wow. Well, much love to you, sister. Call me anytime, and you can come on the show anytime. If there's any kind of show you want me to do, just say, hey, talk about this and talk about that. If you want to come on in, we come on in. We're going back to the old way of doing things.
Good.
The more time I have, aside from the other projects that I'm doing, it's going to be better, because when I do that, we're going to have some good times. The best is yet to come.
I can't wait for them. I'll be in tune.
Okay. Much love, sister. Good seeing you.
I just put the StreamYard thing, the link, and then I could just click it. No problem. That helps a lot, Brother Lance.
All right. Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
and good night and get some rest.
Oh, I will. Oh, when I sleep tonight, I'm gonna sleep deep, for real.
Okay, we need you.
And I love you.
We ain't
And I'm
gonna
here for
quit
you.
you. Okay, we love you
That's
too.
right.
We're not gonna quit you or put you down.
Okay. But if you need to correct me, correct me. If I'm wrong on anything, hey, Lance, listen, I love you, but you were wrong on that. I'm very humble that way. I'll take the constructive criticism and guidance. You know what I mean? Because I can learn
Okay.
too. All right?
Right.
Okay,
All right,
sweetheart.
Mr. Aries. Good night.
Oh, you don't forget, right?
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Thank you.
Nice
All
seeing
right.
you.
Nice seeing you again
Okay.
too, sweetheart.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, let me drop that link again. Yeah, Kevalev, the rain, you know, and that moisture, it really makes a difference. It really, really makes a difference. Let me see if I can disconnect here. Yeah, that's good. Come on, y'all. Let's talk a little bit. You know, I'm gonna hit this sack in a little while. I was gonna do work. I'm like, I'll wake up and do it. I gotta wake up and head out, not by any particular time, but the first thing I have to do is get out the house, take care of something. I'm gonna come back and just put in some work all day long. So we'll have some more stuff. And the reason why, like I said, I usually put up a couple of videos a day and do a live. Haven't been doing that. It was a daytime for me. I have to be doing different things outside the house. Sometimes I'm in, it rains, and then sometimes the power's out. Like yesterday, the power was out all day long. And even today, I woke up, it was off. There's reasons for that, you know. Let me see what's happening here. You're right, oh yeah. You're right. They have no idea, you know. Yeah. And that's another thing what Kwame said, you know, drink plenty of water to avoid being dehydrated. But sometimes you have to let your stomach acids work also. You can't really keep flooding. And one big trick to calories. Don't drink your calories. It's too easy to go in. We love juice. If you have juice, have it freshly squeezed. But that enzymatically dead juice that tastes good, and you can treat yourself to it now still too. But as far as like, how can I say it without sounding stupid? Say you take some sugary Kool-Aid and you take some Tropicana orange juice, and say the sugar levels in both are comparatively the same, but you know that Tropicana orange juice is supposed to be extra vitamin C added, all this and all that. But as far as, there may be things in there that's good for you, but what it's supposed to do for you doesn't do for you, because like I said, it's enzymatically dead. The enzymes in the life force has been cooked away because it's pasteurized. So you're drinking dead sugar water pushed as orange juice. It is orange juice, but that's like taking somebody who just transitioned and holding them up and saying, yeah, look, we're dancing. They're dead. They're lifeless. The life is out of it. So here you are drinking the Tropicana orange juice saying, yeah, it's way better than that Kool-Aid you're drinking. But from a sugar standpoint, there's no difference. See? So in both cases, if you didn't drink your calories, you make your own little things, you make your tea, drink that. You're still getting liquid in. Different types of teas. Throw some ice in there, throw some stevia in there, you know, put a little fruit juice that's freshly squeezed in there and bring you some flavor. Crush up some fruit and have it in the bottom of the thing and use that and eat the fruit when you drink it. You see, the thing is with fruit and fruit sugar, like this fructose thing, high fructose corn syrup. That's death, y'all. Death. And they say, well, fructose comes from the fruit. It's fruit sugar, but it's processed. It's not supposed to hit you so see the pulp in fruits and the fiber in fruits, that's the culinary speed bumps that when you eat the pulp and the fiber of the fruit, you taste the sugar in it. When you put it in your body, it releases slower because you have that pulp and the fiber of the fruit that you're digesting also. But if you take that away and you drink the fruit juice, it may have enzymes in it and good if it's freshly squeezed. That's the only way you should be drinking the juice. But something that has an expiration date and good for the next 5 months, what kind of thing you want? What kind of food will you eat? If I covered up a plate of food and say, okay, I'm putting this here, I'll even put plastic over it. And we're going to wait 5 months before you come back and eat that food. You know what it'll look like? Air may not hit it with the plastic. Just cover it with a napkin, you know, keep bugs out, whatever, and come back and eat that food in 5 months. It ain't going to work. It's the life force in the food that you want. So this playing around and selling you things and telling you things, they're hustling you. Corn syrup. What the hell is corn syrup? See, you can extract things from healthy food, but is it really good for you in that extracted form? It's still processed. And eating high fructose. I remember when they first were pushing the fructose thing, I think it was like about 1983. It's always been around, but around then it has fruit sugar. No, fruit sugar is good. You can extract anything, you know. I mean, to be lewd, you have a lover or a person you're intimate with. But what if they extract the feces out of them? You gonna kiss that up too? Unless you're a doo-doo freak? No, that's not the part you want. So they extract things out of good foods and present it to you and package it up and tell you, and stop listening to these advertisers. Because with certain foods or with most foods, with the FDA, they don't have to tell you everything about certain things. These processed foods that we eat, there's so many things in there. You get your stuff fresh. Most of the stuff now is GMO. Anything seedless, you're not supposed to know. Seedless? Why is it seedless? And some of us are so lazy, we don't want to spit the seeds out of a watermelon, so we're just going to get the one that's seedless. And I did the experiment myself that I saw on Facebook. I had cut a GMO watermelon in half because the guy lied to me. He said, oh, those over there have seeds. I went and bought it. I said, man, I'm going to eat me some watermelon tonight. Now, y'all know, I don't care what they say about stereotypes. I love watermelon. There's a lot of water in it, flushes you out. It's sweet enough when you get a good one. You spit seeds out, you get all these seeds. That means you can get the plant back without having to go and buy it again. Could you imagine that? Every time you want to have a watermelon, you got to go and you got to buy another one again. That's the racket. You're not supposed to. But if you live in the inner city or somewhere where you can't grow or a climate, I understand that. But that's why you got to get to somewhere where you can do your own thing. And it's harsh because, you know, I mean, it's not for everyone to go to another climate like that, but times are going to get rough and we're going to have some choices to make. The Creator made all the seeds He gave us in the fruits. He gave us a fruit for free. We can go eat it and have the seed and put it back down. Boom, more. What kind of, imagine. And then you got to take money you work for and go to the store and go buy something that's supposed to be there for you for free. That's sick. When the Creator gave you, whatever you want to call them, the universe, the system, the this, the that, I'm not going to get into all of that. All I know that the one who afforded us to be here provided everything for us. And I'm not even trying to talk about the Bible. You can see it. But we now got to go on some other oppressor's job, turn in all this life force and get paid back paper. Look at this. This is some Ghanaian money right here, right? So in case you don't know, here's 10 CDs. This is what it looked like. Well, it's green, so it ain't gonna look too good because it's a green screen behind me. But this one here, right? That's 50 CDs. You see the faces on there? For those who don't know it, right? Now see, when you come to Ghana and you see something like this, and you see 50, you forget about the exchange rate. You say 50. So right now, this 50 CD, because I keep saying dollars, 50 CDs, right? This ain't nothing but $7 US dollars, because the exchange rate is 1 for 7. So man, you can say right around that. And when the numbers go up, the value goes down, right? So you souped up, you got a roll of 50s, and you're like, why is the money going down fast? because it doesn't have the purchasing power of the ever diminishing US dollar. But it's okay because you get the equivalent, unless there's certain things that are in abundance here. So just an adjustment. But once you get used to it, you know, I don't even look at that. I just like, you know what, I ain't spending no money. I only want to spend on what I need. But it's a shame because money has taken the place of life force. We don't need money to get the natural things that the Creator gave us. So why don't we go there? We don't have to pay nobody to get those things, and gotta keep on coming back. That's a hustle when you really think about it. We're like crackheads. I'm not calling anybody here crackhead, but I'm just saying, you want more of that good stuff, you better go right on back and bring more money. And you gotta bring dead paper to get something. I'm not saying that brings life. Crack don't bring life. That was a joke. Anybody who has struggled with that and defeated that, my heart goes out to you, and I take my hat off to you. Because a lot of people who have gone through that, they don't talk about it. Because they think people will make fun of them. So when I use those terms, it's not in a vindictive way. But what I will say is that we're being played and hustled. That relationship between the Creator and us should not be interfered by some system that where we have to go somewhere and slave so they can give us money so we can go back and buy some apples and mangoes and watermelons. Ain't that something? The ground under us. We got to pay somebody else for that. And in this system, you got to pay to get out the system. You still got to pay to get out the system. I had to bring these to get the land to, okay, I'm done. That's sick. And there's always a way they try to come up and get you to have to give money. And you want to stay away from the system, and they keep grabbing you. Come back, come back. Now, how do they do it? Put the big billboard with the pretty car, and you a man, look, man, I want that car. That's that. Want. Oh man, look, there's a sexy girl next to the car. Maybe if I get the car, I'll get her too. So they attach the things to your lust and your wants of things that you don't even need. So you have to have discipline to come out of the system. It's not just a matter of having a good amount of money to pay yourself to come out of it, but the resistance to say, you know what, I'm not going to be seduced into being pulled back into that monetary system, which I'm still in, but I'm trying to minimize it right now. So if it takes you $3,000 a month for your overhead, and a lot of us black folk, we always brag, well, yours is $3,000, but I $4,500 for me. You bragging about being in debt? How about making it where it's $1,500 a month for you to live, coming down from the 45? Why can't you bring it down to 12 and figure out ways? 900, 700, 400, 200. None at all? It can be done, but you got to be willing to part with the things that they seduce you with and get into the all-natural thing. But are you mentally ready to do that? See, we have to fight with ourselves. Well, you know, if I get out the system, I go out in the country out there where you are, SCURV, man, I sure love me some Lay's potato chips. I don't know. Maybe I can get somebody to ship it out. Well, why not get potatoes and slice them thin and season them the way you want, and something better than Lay's that is nutritional for you, has more nutrition. But we don't want to put the work in. We just want to get the bag and whatever. And for whatever you pay for those potato chips, how many potatoes are really inside those bags of potato chips? Sliced thin, puffed up with air. Half of it full, or a third of it, it's a big bag full of air. And if you put those few potatoes and you could merge them all together, you probably paid all that money for one potato. They ripping you off. And you're, I need to get me another bag of that, man. That's good. So you get 2 more bags, and it might not even be one whole big potato in that bag of potato chips. And little kids running to the store corner, so, Mommy, I want to get potato chips. And they come into the white man in the corner, the other brother who just ripping them off, and give them the money, the dead form of life force, for something that's not going to do you any good, that you can make yourself even better. We don't spend time in the kitchen because we got to work more. So we don't have no home life. So we get the substitute thing, the thing that's sugared up more, oiled up more, salted up more, stimulating because we all jacked up, can't get no sleep, ain't eating good, doodle like a brick coming out. It's like you being stabbed to death. Bro, you all right in the bathroom, man? What's going on? I'm all right. What, you giving birth? You're doing Kegels up in there. Things pointing at the side of your anus when it comes down because it's so constipated and your body wants to get rid of it, but you don't drink enough. You're drinking sodas and this dead juice and this heavy meat and this stuff don't come out. And sometimes you just give up out of being tired and the doodle swoops back up inside you. I've been there. Not long, because I always take good care of myself, but I know. And you walking around with this stuff. Burping up a meal from 2 days ago. Got food in you from 3 years ago, Thanksgiving. You done put 3 years ago, you done put 2 turkeys after it. And don't even talk about your breath. You're the only one in an apartment full of roaches and you ain't got no roaches because you breathe. And the roach dies. You make money like that and be the exterminator. It's crazy. And we're off. And somebody else is profiting from that. We make ourselves sick. And then we got to pay for that too. And we never really had a chance to experience free living. We're not made to be a slave here in this system. And so many people don't get it. And just like our sister was saying, you know, the people are so caught up in having this car and that car. My father gave me an old Mercedes-Benz when I was in my early 20s. And I was so proud, you know, it wasn't brand new. It's a nice looking car though. Then what? You know? Oh, okay, let me see something here. Okay, let me check something here. Let me send a message. Okay. Let me see something. If you're listening, I'm just gonna say, let me just do a WhatsApp and just talk live at the same time. If you want to come on, I'm gonna drop the link in the room. If you're watching the show still live, if not, I'm gonna soon be off and then we'll talk afterward. Okay? Yeah. So turn the sound down. All right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. So you're right, Kwame, materialistic things, you know. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Superman Haru, hell no, too high. Exactly. We're like poking holes in the boat that we're on, and we're sinking slowly and don't realize we're sinking slowly. And we're, you know, if you make some adjustments, I'm not a guru. I'm not somebody to be looked up to like I do all these things right. I'm learning too. And I've learned the hard way. And we just need to be more disciplined with ourselves and we'll go farther instead of being ripped off. And there's certain times you have no choice living in this world, living in this system, being in the system. But look how much the system takes from you. You know, how much it drains you. How much it leaves you lifeless. You know what I mean? It's no good. It's no good. You have to be more conscious in the choices and decisions that we make, whether it's food, whether it's the people we're around, just everything. To me, if I don't have a purpose for going out, and this is when I was in America, I wouldn't go out. Here, I can do a little more because it's not the same congestion on the spiritual level here. You have a lot of stuff, crazy stuff going on in the city of Accra. It's just hidden more, undercover. I'm gonna show you some things that you won't believe. I probably won't be able to put them up on YouTube. Probably have to put it on the site, that I will. And Saturday night, I'm gonna be discovering some of these things and going into some worlds now. I gotta do that. Like you see those Vice videos that have all these different things and they go out to Bangkok and the sex trade and all this stuff. They get right up in there and talk to me like, whoa, that's a whole different world. Whatever it may be. I want to start doing stuff like that, like for an hour, like get 3 hours worth of footage and chop it down nice and do some narration over it and just have some fun with it. But it'll take time. Those kind of things take time, you know. But I'm gonna get ready to sign off, y'all. And anything that you want to me to say before I go or whatever? Anybody else want to come in real quick? I dropped the link, but I am feeling it a little bit. It's 12:18 over here. And the way I feel, I used to feel this level of fatigue like 5:18 in the morning instead of 12:18. So I've got my body back to a certain point really good. And I'm glad for that. I got 2 pineapples and a mango I might just throw down. Just 1 pineapple and a mango and go to bed, you know. So there's nothing more that you want to discuss real quick before I go. I stretched this one out. We had the bad sound earlier, and that's why Mr. Political will come back, but I'm gonna start just recording on stuff so you can hear everything because he's got to get a new phone, you know. So anyway, let me get ready to go. We got 57 people in the room. Just want to say go to LANCESCURV.com and sign up. You know, when you go there, right up under the header, you see on the side, subscribe to the email list. And I'm still trying to figure that out because I got a new email list system and it starts shooting out the messages. I put it out right now and 2 days later, we're live. You know, what the hell is this? So I got to study that more. So you might be getting emails at the wrong time, but I'm still working on it. So just know that it's a process. When you go to LANCESCURV.com on the right side, it says log in or sign up for membership on the site so you can participate in the forums. The forum's dope now, the way it is now. The way it's laid out, you know, you could drop videos in there and talk about things and you could exchange whatever. I'm gonna start getting in there more and I'm gonna show you the beauty of it. But it's gonna take time because it's a new habit. But the way it is running now and looking now, I still got some little redesigning to do, a little bit of stuff to push more some other things on the bottom of the crates, old stuff, but it's working out real good. And it took a long time to get the understanding of this. You just don't do things overnight, you know, so this is why it is. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off, y'all. And just know that I love you all. You know, salute to our brothers. Much love to my sisters. Tomorrow we'll be back with some more. Probably squeeze a rooftop in there somewhere a little bit. Kind of cooled out from doing those. Make folks hungry for it again. I was doing them every day after a while. So, you know, you eat your favorite food every day. Sometimes I don't want that no more. Get them hungry for it. You know what I mean? It's like you break up with somebody and you see them 2 years later. Like, wait a second. I was with that person. They're looking pretty good. I think I want them back again. Not always. It's not always. All that glitters is not gold. So anyway, much love to you all. I'm going to play a little music. And I think I hope the music comes through. I don't know what I did. It wasn't playing. Let me just check it from now. I may just have to because I wasn't hearing it. I'm not even hearing it now. It's crazy. What did I do? What the heck did I do? You know what? This may have to be a show that ends with no music. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, somebody just popped in. You're gonna leave out of here. Okay, who we have here? Rashawn Bryant. You gotta activate your camera and stuff. Yeah, let me see. Okay, Rashawn, you're gonna have to activate. You're here, but your device is not connected properly. Whether you want to show video or audio, you're gonna have to do that. I see you here, but I can't see you or anything, but I see Rashawn Bryant, 42. So you wanted to come in. I'll hang out a little bit if you want to come in some more. As you can see, I'm over here sweating bullets. I had to close that window because the wind, it was like a tornado. Woo! I was like, man, I'm not in America. Like, whoo, this just pops out of nowhere. I'll wait for you, Rashawn. Just make sure your phone and your video, if you want to show your face, you don't have to. Make sure it's activated, you know. And you can see I'm sweating in this shirt. Oh, that's why I couldn't even bring all the t-shirts I had. I had, you know, some really thick ones. I'm like, that is not going to work out here in Africa. No way. No way. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, Rashawn. Come on in. We'll hang for it. I don't know what's going on with my music here. What is going on? Not supposed to be doing this. It's always something. Should try to fix it. Okay. You all don't hear the music, do you? As soon as I pulled out that other wire, I think I might have pulled out something else. Let me check something for a second here. I'll wait for Rashawn to come in. I just got to get on the back of this module. Hold on. Everything looks to be okay back there. Let's try it again. Rashawn, don't forget me. Okay, let me get out of this screen. This music. Bring it back in again. For something I did. Okay, let's try it one more time. Any questions, anything this time that I'm waiting? Because I'm getting kind of sleepy. Feeling like I'm ready. Ready to go to sleep. Let's see if this works. Doesn't work. Okay, let me check the volume of the audio. There's a weird icon that popped up earlier. Chrome is using your sound. Yo, what? I never saw that before. They snatched it away. At least you can hear me talk. So you don't have to leave out of here with the music. Okay, let me check the chat room before I go. Okay. Yes, Rashawn, I see you. If you want to come on in, you can come on in. If you wanted to come in, I don't want to just, I'm home. I'm chill. My bed is like right behind that door down there. So it's like, I would dive. It's no problem. Plus, I don't fall asleep right away anyway. Tammy Ivy, I'm going to be doing more like this, like kind of like hangout talks. And like I said, not that I know everything, but it's just like, okay, who hit me here? Okay. Yes, I see you. I see you. Thank you so much. I see you. I'm not gonna blow your name up, but I see you. I see you. Yeah. But any info, anything I know, I'll share it. I don't know everything, but I'm always what? Phone just dropped. A foot caught it too that has a good case on it. Dropped again. It ain't broke. Let's hear. But yeah, whatever I know, I have a lot of experience with a lot of different little things, unique little things and insights. You got to share that stuff that you know, because there might be one piece of information that you share and it gives the next person the aha moment, like, aha, that's the piece of information I was looking for. So share it. You never know. When we first get that Sunday paper back in the day before the online experience happened, and we had the Sunday paper, we'd get up and we go out early to the store. If it wasn't delivered, and get the Sunday paper. We ain't giving up no part of it. We're going to look at it. Okay, here's the cartoon section. Here's the coupons. Here's the sports. Okay, I'll give you the sports. Okay, here. We take all day. The Sunday paper was chock full of information that on Tuesday you still want to get the Sunday paper. But when you're done with the Sunday paper, what do? You look at it, give it to you. Want the Sunday paper? You want the Sunday paper? You want to share it. So do that with your information. Information that you're privy to that you had to work hard to get. You don't know who might need it. You don't know. So share it. Yeah. Okay, let me see. For some reason it's not letting me put up my camera. I'll work it out. And thank you. Yeah, but anytime, and even next time we come do a show. But try it one more time. Because when you come in, if you look at the screen on the program, it's something you have to push to allow your camera and to allow your audio, because it doesn't let you come in open. Because sometimes people come in and not on this particular system, but other systems, they come in with all the background noise and everything. So you come in muted and not being seen. So you have to undo it. So try it again. Just try it again. If it doesn't work, because I can tell if you're connected that way, but there's something on the screen. You have to look at the prompts on the screen when you come in and scroll up or scroll over. It's going to say about the audio and the video. Because, I've done streams before on different, test streams and stuff. Yeah, come on in, give me a test. Click. It's like, yo, you ain't got no clothes on, right? So to avoid those moments, you have to put yourself in yourself if you want to. So we know. But that's right, paying your way out the system. And it seems like that kind of sucks, but it's a good feeling. If you have a large lump sum of money, you can do that, but you have to most people have to do it gradually. And then we have to hold down what we're holding down in the United States or the UK, wherever you are. You have to keep that going. Then you have to have enough and then you move it into this uncertain world, like Africa. I understand the mental thing that goes along with it because I did it. You know what I mean? So, oh, how do you get on the show? Let me see. Here you go. Click that link right now. Big Baby RENEGADE. Okay, we have Rashawn again. Yeah, look on your phone and just look at the prompts. You have certain choices there that you can hit to open up everything because you successfully hit the link and came in. So Big Baby, come on in. Let's chat a little bit. The bed's calling me, but I like conversation. As you all know, I'm very talkative. Yeah, you know. Okay, here's the link again. I'm putting it in again. Okay, just click that. And Rashawn, you can stay there and play around until you get it. You know, I'm going to actually graduate to another streaming program that will bring the visuals in clearer and it has more options. But I got to learn that again now. And that's going to take a month, take the time and upgrade and stuff. I have all the stuff here. There's just so much to learn. So to create stuff, do the lives, take the time. There's more stuff behind the scenes than, you know, as one person. It's kind of challenging. So you're always thinking. I mean, I went out today, had my cameras with me, but didn't pull out and do anything because I was very busy. But if the opportunity pops up, I say, okay, let me talk to you for a second. I got it. But I keep it with me because the worst feeling in the world as a content creator is something presents itself. And I just don't want to be on the phone. I'm not above being on the phone because I got some wonderful apps that can do things on there. And I will utilize them more on the fly. But it's nothing like a good camera and you get it right. You got that footage and you bring it home and you take time to put it right because you want it to look right. Like the impromptu thing, I went downstairs, Mr. Johnson was there. I said, Mr. Johnson, come on. We did that other video. Give me 5 minutes. So what you want to talk about? Talk about discipline in business. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, sister. Yeah, I love this. You know when you're like at a little gathering, or you could be on the front porch with somebody, or somebody's living room next door or down the block, and you feel a little fatigued, but it's like, okay, then somebody else brings something up and you end up being there an extra hour and a half. Boy, those are some sweet conversations. Because you know what? This is gonna make my sleep even sweeter. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? And it's that energy. You go to sleep, you sleep so deep. You wake up with a smile on your face, you know, and it makes you think things in your mind. And you go places, you travel. And it's very stimulating. Because I'm in a very good space right now. But yeah, I know I look tired. I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired. I earned it today. I traveled up and down the crowd, went around here, went there, did this, hustled, picked up some things, delivered some things, did all this stuff. Oh man. And I got to do that again tomorrow in the first part of my day. I can't wait to come back home. I'm already thinking about it. Like, I'm even in tomorrow, like, can't wait to come back home. Tomorrow didn't even start yet. Well, technically it did for me because it's 12:31 a.m. right now in the crowd. Yeah, so shoot me an email or something if you want. Let me see. I got the app SCURV thing going. So contact with me. LANCESCURV.com. You can figure it out. I'll help you out. No problem. So one more time. Anybody else? Big Baby, I didn't see you pop in. Don't be scared now. And that link is only for this show. The next shows, each show has its own link to come in. Because I got people hitting me up. I was trying to get on. So, did you get the link? They didn't put the link out. Yeah, I got the link right here. I'm like, yo, that's a link from like 13 weeks ago. What are you doing? Technology. Take knowledge. You know, you depend on it, it takes something away from you and your natural instincts. Makes you weaker. So the thing is to be strong and use technology. That's why in the social media game, it ain't gonna whip me. It ain't gonna burn me out. Nah, because most of my life, it was pen and paper and direct communication, conversation, being raised a certain way to be social, being taught as a youngster how to have manners, how to greet people, how to assert yourself around other people properly and not throw off the balance and not be a social misfit. Jasm. Talk to me, sister. My Jasm, how are you? Okay, I can't hear you too good. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Oh my God. How are you?
Yes, you're here.
Yeah, I actually popped on Facebook and saw the link.
Beautiful. I love this. Wow.
How you been?
Oh, I'm good. And I know for security reasons, we will keep your face from being on there, but
Thank
if they
you.
can only see your face too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I got that covered up. You know that.
Exactly. We know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got the most beautiful sisters in my chat room and in the family, more so than any other show. I'll say that. I'm bragging on that.
Thank you. Yep, I just came to listen and get some knowledge.
Oh, well, you know, look, you full of knowledge yourself now. I need to sit down and listen to you.
Look, I'm learning. Trust me, I listen to your show. I learn each day. I grow.
Thank you. Like I said, whatever's on my plate, I share.
Yep, there it is.
I don't know everything because I know everything. I know a little bit across the board because people have taken the time to share with me, and I just share. That's all it is. You know what I mean? So I don't sit up here and try to take credit. Like, you know, you have some people who are online and they try to prop themselves up like, I am the so-and-so, the cure-all, the know-all, or I am this and that. No, there's things people ask me on the show. I'm like, yo, I don't even know that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me research, or I know another part of it, right? Oh yeah, I just saw your message. You're private. Yeah. I just came out of there.
Okay, so that was private. Oh, it sure did say
that was a private chat. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing is, you know, I broadcast on several different, like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and on the site. So if you're on Facebook, because I know you lean more toward Facebook, and you try to talk to the people you see on YouTube, they won't see you unless you go on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so that's
gotcha.
how it works. So we have all the multiple people on from different multiple platforms, but they can't talk to each other unless they go onto that particular one.
Okay.
So there might be a little white boy on the gaming Twitch channel that's like, I'm trying to talk to them, but they don't see me because you're on that particular. But it'll come here. I'll see everybody, but you won't see each other if you're on a different, you know, platform. Yeah. So I'm gonna share a story, and you'll understand, okay? Because you're privy to a lot of things, but just to hit people about it. Nurse Navaya came on the other day, and I want you to listen to that show, especially that part. She spoke about how she was on a Facebook group chat. And she's a traveling nurse in the medical field and connected to many other people higher up in different things. She's well known, and she too can't show her face or won't show her face for certain reasons. Okay, we all have reasons. Okay, and she was chatting about the jab and all things affiliated with it, and she's in the medical field now. And so the things she was saying weren't really what the World Health Organization wants you to say because you're in that world. They were speaking on what they know, and I'm quite sure there was other people conversing with her. Yeah. This was in an early break. I don't know if she did a double shift or an extended shift, but she was at work and took a little bit of time to go on a break and was chatting with these folks that she chats with all the time. So by the time the shift was over, before the shift was over, she was summoned in that particular facility before she went home to speak to a higher up that she really didn't know because, again, she's a traveling nurse, so she doesn't stay in any one spot. So they called her in, and they were very stern. She's like, what the heck happened? So she didn't say that. She's thinking that. So they sat her down and wanted to understand why she said the things she said in the Facebook group chat room and had a printout of the whole conversation word for word that she said. The day didn't even end, and she was tripped out that they're watching. You don't have to say anything. I'm just saying that this is stuff we know, you know, a lot of us already know, right? And so that's something that most people need to know. They need to know that there's no privacy out here. There hasn't been any privacy.
Well,
You
I
know?
I always recommend that movie Snowden, because whether people believe he's batting for both teams, or he's just a controlled opposition, that
Hmm.
movie is important because that movie shares with everyone how like there's nothing that you have on your cell phone that's private.
Right, right,
you
right.
know and
Yeah.
so for me, that's why I told you Facebook and Twitter. I don't put anything on there when it comes down to the jab. I don't have those conversations. I have
Right.
my own thing because I know that they just watch your stuff so they can just print, and then later on confront you.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I'm not trying to pull you into a conversation to reveal anything more. I just want to share that with you. And we all know this already, but I
Mm-hmm.
just want other people to know that it's very much real. And see, so even with her, she's well known in her circles and her family and her life. She's not a figure that's on social media all the time where you know her face or anything. And they're watching her. So who else are they watching?
Oh yeah.
And once we understand this, it's no biggie to me because I don't have no shame. They can look
Yep.
at the pictures on my phone. Got some crazy pictures of my phone. Maybe I still got them there. Maybe it's imprinted. I don't know. I have no shame. So they're not going to scare me with anything. I've been in this thing for too long, and I already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
that's all it is, because they want to get information about everyone, because it's a blackmail effort.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
all it is. Be able to get stuff. You get a little bit too loud, they'll sit back and say, "Ha ha ha, Lance, remember this?" And you'll quiet
Mm-hmm.
on down.
I ain't quieting on down. I'm like, yeah, I did it. I like doing it. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to try to do it better. Hey, put
Right.
the camera on. Let me show you. Come here, honey. Let me
Look,
show you.
I will
All
go
right.
in the closet and grab a cape and put it on. I will put on a cape and stand there like, "Hey, this is
Right.
me."
Right. Exactly. Exactly. They ain't getting me. There's no shame here. That's why I
Yep.
came with the way I did. But wow. But this world, people need to prepare and just go within themselves, meditate, be strong, know who you are, know what your mission is. Don't front. Just understand. Deal with the real. Don't be so distracted anymore. It's just there's so much stuff out here to pull our minds away from what we need to be thinking about. And if there's any doubt, be still, be quiet, take those quiet walks, have some downtime. There's too many stimulating things out here to pull our minds off of and wear us down from what we need to be thinking about. I'm not talking about a boring life. I'm talking about an enriched life, grounding and connecting with nature, having that sense of inner peace on the inside. There's too much other noise out here to pull us out of who we are, to the point where we're forgetting who we are. And even still, relationships that may not be good for us, we're into that more, we forget who we are. We're pushing hard on the job. We forget who we are because we're trying to get that promotion. And if I just put in more overtime and take this course and get certified in this, but you're losing yourself.
Yep.
And then when we lose the job or lose that relationship, we're looking around like, what happened? It's not, things will happen, but just never lose who you are, what you like to do, no matter how simple it is. You want to collect butterfly wings or coins or stamps or whatever, do it. You want to get those little figurines and never take them out the box and put them up on the shelf and little Incredible Hulk dolls, whatever. I like to ride a bike. I like to draw. I love
Yep.
doing those things. I want to get back into weightlifting and bodybuilding. I'm getting back into it by my activities now. So these are the things that bring me joy. It may not be what brings you joy. Find you,
Right.
you know?
I was just having that conversation with my cousin last weekend, and I was like, being able to have some, know your added value in life, because
Right.
the past 5 years, talking about, when I say frustrated, I get so frustrated because it's just, I just kind of feel like, people are just so petty. Just, it's
Yeah.
just, I mean, we could sit back and, be talking about, a relationship, a guy and a woman and stuff like that, and throwing out thoughts. And then the first thing, you'll have some petty person. Oh, it's because them women are single. And and it's like, but the added
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah,
but the added value is that there are some people that are single because they want to be single.
right. Do they forget about that? I mean, not
Yeah,
everybody wants to or feels that they only have value when they're in a relationship.
or
There are
have a
men
title.
or a title. Exactly.
And you know what? And I think for me, where the frustrating part was, I don't think it's the fact that they didn't know that. I just think it's the fact that people being petty toward each other. Because clearly, a single woman, a divorced woman, a woman who's married, a woman in a relationship, they all have added value to bring something to a conversation.
Yes, yes. And they can also speak about relationships. Just you don't have to be in a relationship or a relationship, which most people are in,
Yep.
right? I don't know the proportions or the percentages, but most people are in something because they really want to say they're in something, but it's not something that's fulfilling to them. Because you
Yep.
see, what I always say is that in the songs, they lie to you. These love songs, two people becoming one. Now I understand what they mean by that. If you really let that sink in your head, if two people, separate people, two separate people, two 100% people become one, that means you become 50%.
Yep.
Two people together properly will become synergistic and be or have the power of 25 people, but you can still do that if you're single and you're right with yourself and you're living balanced. This doesn't mean you are inferior or something's wrong with you if you're not in a relationship. And I wish more of our sisters understood that. And a lot of men play that on them. Girl, you 40 years old. What's wrong with you? You single? Why ain't you married? Why do you have to be? Right?
You know,
Because
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, and that's the thing. Why do you, I think that's the main question. Why do you have to be? Because marriage ain't for everybody, just like college ain't for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, this whole thing where I think of the old church ladies. Girl, you know you're coming up on 33 years old, and I know you got your career, but when you get married, baby, this ain't too. Why the put? Look, and these very women, they big church hats. So I'm not picking on church. I'm just painting the picture. When you really go in that church parking lot after the service, and the ones who are trying to school you about being married, they the ones in the jacked up situation. Yeah, sister so and so who was telling you about being married. You know, her husband and had 3 kids on her since they was married, but she don't want to talk about that. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yep.
And all these ones that have these dysfunctional, toxic relationships try to tell you it's not worth it if it's that way. If it is for you and you want to do this, then you do this. But a good marriage starts with a good friendship, a good connection. There are people who are dating each other or courting each other who have better relationships than people who are actually married. And sometimes they
Absolutely.
don't want to do the piece of paper thing. They've come to a point in their life they say, listen, I don't have to get married to you. The beauty is that they're coming to you because they want to. They want to be with you. That is between you and that next person. City Hall and the law have nothing to do with that. Now we know when, because of legalities and things you've accrued in this life by a certain point, if you got to be paranoid about that, then you don't need to be with the person. It shouldn't be about those things anyway.
Yep.
And also, if you have children, you will protect yourself so that nobody comes and deprives them of what's due, of what you've sweated for all of your life. I understand that. But it shouldn't be this whole, because it's crazy. The social media generation has made it even worse. It's like everybody's like Elizabeth Taylor. They just married and divorced, they married and divorced. Kim Kardashian married, divorced, or lay around here, lay around there, and we spend our whole lifespan jumping from one thing to the other. We jump from the fire, from the pan into the fire, and then into the toilet.
And a lot of times it's just to try to keep up with a lifestyle that's not real. Because I sit back and, well, you know, I've been married, divorced,
Mhm,
only married one time, divorced one time. And
mhm.
my daughter, oh, I don't know if you know, February, she turned 30. And
Wow.
so, yeah,
But wait
30.
a second.
Yep.
How she turned 30 and you look 28?
Look, I know. I just had someone that compliment me yesterday. It was like, oh my God, you have a
Ooh,
30-year-old. You look like you're 30.
ooh. I know she happy too, because she's like, boy, I got some good genes in me.
You know what's funny? Me and her went out to eat. When she turned 30, we went to this restaurant called Cheddar's. They carded both of us.
Wow. No, I'm serious though. No, I know this. I'm telling you, y'all in the chat room and those who are watching it, it's for real. It's for real. It's for real. I still can't understand your genes.
Yeah, it's good genes because my mom, for the longest, they thought my mom was my sister. So
Right.
it's good genes. But I sit
Wow.
back and, I was, just thinking, I was talking to someone and I was sharing that with her. She's in a bad relationship. And I'm always here to tell people, you got people on social media, they got Facebook relationships. Okay. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
reality. All those pictures is not the
Mm-hmm.
reality of a lot of their lives. Right
There you
now.
go.
And once again, social media is a place where people just go highlight the best of them, never the worst. Okay, you have some people that go on there and share their stories about their life. Like I like to watch this one channel. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
called White Underbelly, and
Yes, I love it. A
yes,
soft white underbelly. That's
yep,
what America, I'll be doing that right now. I'm not gonna bite them, but I would be doing. I'm gonna do some things out here like that. But
yeah,
because of the me being born in America, there's a little standoffishness before they open up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I got some situations that I'm gonna go into and record, and it's gonna be along those lines. I
yeah.
love it. I
And
love
that
it.
white underbelly, what I like about it is because whenever I sit back and get frustrated with people, hell, just humans in general, and
That's
people
right.
petty ways, I always go to different places and get different info or whatever and just sit back and watch stuff because it brings you back to humanity. Because when
That's
you
right.
look at, I was sharing that with my cousin. She was, she's in a bad relationship, that kind of thing, whatever, whatever. And I told her, I said, look, I said, you don't need to have a title to be happy.
Right. Right.
And I told her, I said, when you call me or you come visit me, you're always like, oh my God, you're having such a good time. I said, and I'm single. I said, and I'm single by choice.
Right.
And
Right.
I said,
Oh, what?
you don't
Look,
need to
look. I
have
know
a
you get
title.
offers every day. I know you go to the supermarket, they follow behind you. I
As a
know
ma-
if you
as
go in
a
the
matter of
supermarket and get in the longest line, and there's a brother who's checking you out, and he's next to get checked out in the line, he gonna come and get behind you in that long line just to get next to you.
You
I
know what?
already know.
I just had someone, he asked me out to dinner and I was laughing. I said, COVID dinner. And we were just kind of laughing. But I think now, this to me was a sad situation. And it made me kind of like, not necessarily examine myself, but I kind of thought about it. Had this guy that I've known for a long time, right? And
Hmm.
just known him a long time, we've always got along. But I can honestly say there's always been some chemistry there. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now, and of course, it's like, I'm not going to sit there and act on that because it may not be the same. So, it's like, okay.
Right.
But
Mhm.
I finally seen him. This was like about 2 months ago. Finally seen him. Hadn't seen him in like a couple of years, right? He got 5 kids now, right? And he said to me, we were sitting there having a glass of wine.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I just wanted to confess something. I've always had a crush on you, always liked you. And I was like, well, why didn't you ever say anything? You know what he said? He said, well, I just looked at the fact that you went to college and all I did was go to a trade school. And I looked him in his face. I said, you know what? That makes me so sad. I said,
Yes.
because you were looking at criteria and you've known me. I said, and you know that I'm not like that. He sat back and said, but he just didn't feel good enough. How
Wow.
sad. That hurt me though. It hurt me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we talked about it. And when he,
Man.
he was like, hey, that kind of thing. And he understood. He was like, yeah, he said, I didn't sit back. I said, you basically killed that opportunity because you lacked the confidence. And I said, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Right. Right.
But how
See.
shameful is it that we live in a society where a person who, and he's like, this guy is talented. And it's like,
Hmm.
you talking about carpentry work? I've seen his work.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And how sad we live in a society where that man felt like he wasn't good enough because society says that people that go to an institution, a school, they're smarter. I was like, I've met the most dummies with a degree.
Exactly. Right. It's that, wow. I'm
But do you know
sorry to
how
hear that.
hurtful that's kind of, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like that's the reality. That was hurtful because I felt like, you knew I was a good person, you knew I was cool or whatever, But then I think about it, hell, I probably would have 5 kids, so I'm good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 Which is not a bad thing, but maybe that's not what you wanted. You
That
know
is
what I
not
mean?
what I want.
Right. Right.
That
Right.
is not what I want.
Yeah. So, right. Right. But just think of how many unions have not, you know, connected because of that, because of the superficial. Because see, you're not superficial. And you personally, if you wanted to be and play that game, if you had some other woman around you trying to, this or this and that, you can play that game. Trust me, chat room and people listening, she can do that. She can do that. Your career and your looks and all, you can play that game and knock it out the park all the time.
Yeah, it's just
So,
I just have that integrity because as
yeah,
I've gotten older, I get more seasoned, and and of course I'm not perfect, but and I wasn't perfect in my past, my earlier years in my life, but as I've gotten older, seasoned or whatever, it's like, you know what? Time is precious.
yes, it is.
And
And
to sit back and waste someone's time. Like I had the
mhm,
guy who tried to talk to me, hey, maybe we can go out to dinner. And it's like, you know what? Thank you. I'm flattered. But you know what, though? I'm just not right there. And it's nothing wrong with you. It's just that, dude, save your money. That's not where I'm at.
right, right.
Because right now, look, I'm trying to, I'm sitting here trying to plan a trip to Belize. So I'm
There
good.
you go. Right, right. And these are things you can do for yourself. It's not the game where, oh, I need a man to do this or need whatever. And you're free that way. And your life is going to be pristine anyway. But just understand that your average is somebody else's perfect. See, you're not average, but you being a balanced person still, and it's not your fault that you come off. But see, these people are looking at it the worldly way and not getting to know you
Yeah.
because you're not on it like that. I know that personally. You're not on it like that. You're not pushing that out there, and you can play that game and win, but you don't do that. And see, the world has messed up the minds of so many of our brothers out here that they don't have that confidence when it comes down to it. And really and truly, I can say for me, I've never suffered that way because I was raised a certain way. And people would ask me, like, how are you friends with that young lady? And it may even be something sexual, like down through the years of my life. That I approach everybody. Hey, so and so, and I'm normal.
Yeah.
I'm not coming with trying to front like I'm more than what I am. I'm not gonna come subservient or beat down, even if I don't have the career or this or that. We're gonna talk on a human level
Right.
and see where it goes from that. And you could sense that in those days. I wasn't looking to go after your pocket, or you live over here in this zip code and you drive this kind of car. That was irrelevant. When I connect with somebody, it's straight up with me and them. Wherever we
It's a
are,
human connection, and that's what makes
that's
it
what it is.
pure. That's what makes it
Mm-hmm.
pure.
Mm-hmm.
And these days, that's what's wrong with our society. To be honest with
Mm-hmm.
you, people don't have pure connections. You have people that sit back and do stuff because they have a motive.
Mm.
And to me, that's the difference between playing chess and checkers, because in the end, a chess player just have to know the game. They don't have to have a motive. They just have to
There
know
you
the game.
go. That's right. That's right.
And that's the
God,
thing. It's like you have people go in like I've seen, I've seen it happen. Go to the jazz club or something and had a woman listen to some women talk about how this guy was dressed and he had this and he looked like he had money and everything, blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, if I see somebody and they wearing a $600 suit, I look at that as a bill.
for
You know,
real, for
I
real,
mean,
for real,
because
for real.
yeah, because like if I see a guy, he's driving a Jaguar SUV, he got this $250, $350,000 house or whatever. I see that as a bill.
For real, for real. That's what it is. You want to experience life wherever you find yourself on a financial level, right? Why do we
Yeah,
always, I'm not saying you or me, but why do many of us want to always live beyond that?
Yes.
Because I always say it's not how much you make, is what you don't spend.
That's
You
right.
have multimillionaires who are in more debt on their level than maybe the blue collar guy who has a civil service job and handles his money better than that and sleeps better and is more secure as he follows certain practices. There's a
Well,
lot,
yeah, and that's what it is. And like, Facebook, I always, when I go on trips or whatever, I drive. And there's, if it's somewhere I gotta be quick, of course I fly. But
right, right.
oftentimes I drive,
Mhm.
because for me it's the joy. I get to sit back, I get to cross bridges, see country life, see this and blah blah blah, and enjoy the experience. I'm driving and I gotta love a peace of mind.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
something to me that's priceless. I don't care about no $3, $4, $5, $600 plane ticket or whatever. I just love the peace of mind.
Beautiful. And the time spent and the time to air out. And it keeps you grounded as you see life and you see how other people live, and it makes you appreciate what you have. And you
Yes.
see things and you see different types of people. It keeps you grounded. It's like
Yep.
me working in the jail or driving a bus. I couldn't help but stay grounded. Real people in real situations. You see them getting up and going to work and coming home. You hear their conversations. They speak with you. You see somebody at their lowest moment, they're locked up. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but that may be a low point for them if they're not a career criminal, right? And then you get to know them and say, man, this person is really valuable. So we're all going through a journey and different roads, inroads and turns. And sometimes we make a bad choice and go up a road we shouldn't have gone, but we learn from it and become a better person.
Life
Yeah.
is about you knowing you. Because for me it's like, who you are, where your heart is, and what
Hmm.
skills that you have. I have
Right,
been on
right,
trips to go different places. There's been trips on where I have assisted. There are trips where I was just in awe, like, wow, they have a wonderful life, kind of thing, or whatever.
right,
But it's
right,
always sitting back and seeing someone else's life and their journey. And I'm not an envy person. I've
right.
never would
Me
sit
neither.
back and envy anyone, because I believe that our life is for us.
Yes.
Just what I was saying
That's right.
about that guy, it may not have worked out then, how, like I
It may
said,
not,
would
right, exactly.
end up with 5 kids and would have been miserable. But that's the thing, it didn't
Right.
happen, and it's like it didn't happen for a reason, and so
Hmm.
it's just being able to, I appreciate the small things,
Yes. That's
you know
beautiful.
and like you said, it's like I am never the one to go online and, oh, this person's wearing this and they're wearing this, and
Oh
I
my
sit
God.
I sit back and look at some of them prices, like on Gucci, like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's just,
Look, I had
and-
I had someone that bought me, it was the Louis Vuitton. It was like $3,000 Louis Vuitton. I told him I feel nervous with that purse. I am serious.
folks
I
are
feel,
eyeballing you. You got to be careful where you go with it. You go certain places,
yes.
you got to leave it in the car, put it in the trunk. Now you're a target.
Yes.
Now, if you dress down and have that bag, folks ain't gonna believe you. They're gonna have an attitude at you now because of the life that projects. You live
Right.
well, but some people just.
And
But see,
that's the scary
mhm.
part about it, Lance, because I carry it, and how I carry myself, people are like, we know it's real. And so I'm like a jack victim. Like, here you go.
Exactly. It always look. I had a situation out here where, as peaceful as it is out here, I was being set up that they can snatch my stuff.
See?
Yeah, even as peaceful. I mean, crime is low out here, but it was at the mall, high up in the day, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, bright, sunny, everybody busy. And this young lady walked up, and she had about 4 or 5 kids with her that were around, not the same age, but one after the other. And it's obvious that she made them look dirty and hungry. It's a hustle. They do that
Yeah.
out here. And see, so you can tell that, well, this guy looks like he's American. He's a little too fat in his complexion or whatever. They overhear you talk, your movements. They know.
Yeah.
They even pick the state. Hey, my brother, I know you're from New York. I know you're from New York. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm from New York, right? So I'm sitting there waiting for an Uber, and there was a few steps down. And there was this little landing, and it had like a ledge, and you could look over into the parking lot. So I'm looking for the Uber to come, but he called me and said, 15 minutes. Well, I had just purchased another module for the internet, and it came in this bright, big yellow box and a yellow bag, and I had some other bags. I had some things I had to pick up, and I actually had lots of groceries because there's a grocery store in the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
A ShopRite. It's not affiliated with the one in the United States. So I had all these bags, and I just had shorts and t-shirts. That's all I wear out here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm waiting. So she comes over. Oh, sir, could you help me? And the kids are right on point. They're just looking all hungry and oh, I'm so hungry, rubbing their stomach. And I just didn't have anything. I didn't have any cash. I used cards.
Right.
But she didn't believe me. But first of all, I knew this was a hustle.
Yeah.
See, so I wasn't gonna give anything like that anyway. But if it was real, then I didn't have it. I might have had 2 CDs, which is like so many cents. So now I'm next to her and I'm looking ahead, but the children keep coming up close to me to the point where the little shoulder was touching my leg. And I'm very careful with children around me. I don't want nobody thinking I'm some kind of kook. You know what I mean?
Or
And
pickpocketers.
right, exactly, because they will do that too. Their little kids, they touch
Yep.
you, and they go reach in your pocket and they go run off. They
Yep.
do that. So I'm watching that. So I moved over a little bit and I see her now out the corner of my eye. What I was doing, I was looking at my phone, but I looked at my phone and turned the phone back so I can see my face. So I kind of turned my back a little bit and I'm looking at myself and I'm looking at the reflection of the phone. Like I'm gonna take a picture, I'm looking at her. And she didn't realize I had it tilted a certain way.
Yep.
And she kept looking to the side of me and she motioned her head. And said, go ahead. And so I took the phone a little bit, had it down. There were these 2 big burly dudes behind me, getting closer and closer. They're gonna do a snatch and go. That's what they was going. I knew that's what it was.
Yep.
Right. And they both were bigger and younger and stronger, but maybe they knew they was going to be into a fight anyway, still too. But they didn't want to fight. It was just get close and snatch the stuff and go. So she was definitely looking at them, and they were behind me. Brought people walking by. It was security guards over there, everything. But they would have ran, and because in those bags, so I just quickly picked up my bags, gathered it, and just walked like 15 feet over and put my back up against the wall.
Yep.
And I'm looking at them like, okay, I know what you're gonna do. I didn't want to go through the hassle of turning around. You're gonna try to take my stuff, and I'll hurt you. I'll knock you out. I don't. I just took the piece away. So now they're sitting there, and she's talking to them and looking back at me, and they're looking at her like they gotta walk up to me now and take what they come in, come on, take it.
Yep, that's right.
They just walked off.
Yeah, because they saw that you postured yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you posture yourself, you basically show them I'm street smart.
Exactly. Now here's another thing that we gotta watch who we have around our children.
Yes.
You know, I had a little kid around me talking to his mother. I won't say specifically where and whatnot because I don't want to shame the mother.
Right.
It's not her fault. But he kept coming toward me and putting his mouth on my hand by the tattoo. Right? By this tattoo. He thought it was candy or something like that. Right? So he kept he was like 3 years old put his mouth on the thing, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. I may not be too clean or whatever. I'm like, okay, mother, kind of kick in, and
yeah,
she was light about it. And I was like, oh no, So I'm not squeamish like that. Kids are kids, and there's a little saliva on my thing. When she was speaking to some other friends that were there, she kind of turned her back. I'm sitting there. He kept trying, so I put my hand behind my back. Okay, we're gonna end this one. So I was sitting down. I was relaxed. We were talking. And so he came around, and I looked the other way real quick. I'm looking around and everything. I'm sitting down. Homeboy opened his mouth, walked up between my knees, and was trying to put his mouth between my legs.
What?
I'm like, whoa, I shoved him back. They saw the shove back. I didn't shove him to knock him down, but my hand went out.
It was the boy, what you doing, shove.
Exactly. So he was, and they saw him try it again, and I'm like, they saw why I shoved him. right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after he tried that and I got him away, I didn't expect that. He put his hand out like give me something, give me like I read that
Oh
where see,
no.
if I do that, you're gonna give me something.
Yeah.
Who
That's
has him groomed like that?
mm.
And he kept looking like when he was yanked away, he kept looking like I gotta get to that part of his body because I can get something. He didn't say that, but I saw that his hand was
Wow.
give me.
Because and unfortunately it does make you think that there's some there, because as a mom, when my daughter was little, it's like not to like let her go and by a stranger or in their face or
Right,
touching them. I
right.
keep my baby close, but then again, I was always a protective mother. I mean, even my daughter now at 30, she says I'm a stalker, and that's good, I'm a stalker.
That's good.
I told her, I said, I switched
That's
titles.
right.
Once you got past 21, it went from mom to stalker. I'll
The
take that.
stalker. That's right. That's
But
right.
but when they're little, just little kids, you want to keep them by you. And because, you could find yourself in a situation where, like, say, for instance, you push, told a little, like, hey, what are you doing kind of thing. You got some people that just don't like kids. And that could put you in
Right.
a situation as a parent, your kid go by and they don't like, and they
That's
shove your
right.
kid. Now you ready to fight. But I think for me, her not even being attentive of that child being around
Mm-hmm.
a man like that was very
Mm-hmm.
telling within itself.
Jasmine, keep talking. It's pouring down raining, and I'm just gonna close a couple of windows in this
Okay.
apartment. No, keep talking. I'll be right
Okay.
back. Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where as a parent, you always want to be attentive because, we live in a cruel world, and especially now with the human trafficking going on, you never know what, I I always kept my baby close because, I've always been protective like that, really possessive. So I'm a Scorpio, so it's one of my traits, possession. I'm really possessive over someone I love. So I could hear the rain too. Well, oh, I wonder how long those downpours are. How long do they last? I like your studio too, Lance. Well, hmm, I actually like this room, at least from my phone. It looks really good. Hmm. Let's see. Learn this. That's the chat. Oh, I seen someone say true Scorpio here also. That's seven black blacks lion. I kind of like that. But yep, that's the Scorpio energy. We're possessive over who we love. As my baby's gotten older, I've learned how to balance that possessiveness and share her with the world. And it took some
Yeah,
time
I'm
though.
back.
Are you back?
Yes, yes. I heard. I'm thinking like, is this static on the line? It is like shh. And when the
Yeah.
rain comes down here in the motherland, it drops out of nowhere. I mean, hard.
How long does it last typically?
Doesn't last long. Doesn't
Okay.
the usually doesn't last long. To me, and maybe I'm wrong, it's like those low clouds that kind of sneak up on you, but it's not like the old all day overcast
Yeah,
type
it'll
thing.
just do a quick downpour.
Right. And if it is, it's a bunch of singular small systems that are kind of bouncing off each other. Because it's gonna stop, it's gonna get quiet, I'm gonna have to turn on and open the windows again. I mean, at least the screen's closed because the mosquitoes are vicious out here, but um
Yeah, that's
It
how it
was,
was when I was in Japan too. It was like it'll just do a quick downpour, come down really, really, really hard,
yeah,
and then it'll just stop.
yeah, yeah. I love that though. But this time of night, I love it because right now it's 1:13 a.m. And like when you go to sleep a little early and you wake up and you hear the storm, it's the nicest feeling. It's just the
But
atmosphere out here.
you know what's the nicest place I experienced that was in Florida? Was down
Oh,
there in Kissimmee. My
oh
daughter,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, my daughter was 10, took her to Disney World, of course, and it was a downpour. And then after it got done, the sky was like this sun-kissed glow. It was
yeah,
beautiful. And
yeah.
we were
It is
just walking
beautiful.
around like it was nice.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you froze. Are you there? Hmm. Um, mm,
Okay. Can you hear me now, Jasmine? Okay, we have some serious issues here. Okay. Okay, let me see if you can hear me. Hello? Jasmine. I had to leave the show because my screen froze up. But I'm not even hearing you here. Okay. Let me go to the chat room. I can't even get into the chat room. This is crazy. I like to say something.